so I play the rhythm. Uncivilized.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this over.
Get the kids somewhere safe. Chris, please hurry up before they bury you. We barbarians.
That camera there is Hard Body Radio Facebook Live, and this is the Baltimore Paparazzi YouTube channel. So once the interview's over with, it can still be viewed and shared, and that's the only thing that's on my channel is music.
So we live right now?
Yep, we live right now.
But I'm about to go to the page and share it.
Get a party scout, walk around, get him down. What that was all about, sit him down. Meeting in session, but ain't no talking.
Everybody share it on my pages.
Get engaged, I don't play, you couldn't get.
Hard Body Radio, right?
Yeah, Hard Body Radio, Facebook. Live.
For the competition, work on themselves. Now we take spaz and the masses all screaming for help. These fake rappers get mad, all scream from the show, from the young nigga. Give a fuck about your comparisons with other in your
you put too much security on it.
It's all scary when you see what the youngin' carry. You're a barbarian. All you niggas, I'm barbarian. Rap. Hold up now. Let me set the record straight. Bones of ministry. Definition of heavy.
They do it like that.
It'll make you levitate. Take you up the heavens gate.
That sound like that Shelter type. Sound like that Rick Ross song, but it's like the deck. It was on the Purple Tape too.
Well, the producer is Scar Akbar, and Scar Akbar is not only a producer, he's an artist, graphic designer. He's been, like, when I first met him, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting Scar Akbar. Because he was, and like, I've met industry artists, and I got tell people, I cussed out Keith Murray. I cussed him out, because he pulled me up on stage. So, after the show, Jerry June took me upstairs, and was like, yo, this is Lisa should have born Tommy Rock. And he was like, he shook my hand. I said, next time you put me on stage, I'm kicking his fucking ass. He was like, yo, she the blocker Rossi.
Sound like you too, right?
I'm about to say everybody cuss him out.
It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, like. Welcome to In the Spotlight with your girl Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi. Hey, we starting a little late, but you know, that's how traffic goes. You know, I don't start on time anyway. There's always something going on. Computer acting crazy, I'm acting crazy, something acting crazy. So, I'm telling you, I have been excited about this interview since I was supposed to have the interview a couple months ago.
Hey!
So, and then turn around, he gonna bring another guy. Like, I feel like I've done won the lottery, y'all.
Yeah.
So, this evening, I have Judah Priest.
Yup.
And I have Supreem.
Yes.
The Rezarekta. I was like looking at that going, I was like, what the world? Okay, the Rezarekta. Yeah, so you're on to share the mic, and like I said, and plus the microphone on the computer pulls up everything. There's microphones everywhere.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's attached. It's not coming down. You can use that one. Well,
this one. I'll work with this one right now.
Yeah. So, like I said, Hard Body Facebook Live, Baltimore Paparazzi YouTube channel. Thank everybody for tuning in. So, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I'm so used to knowing everybody that comes on my show. Like, knowing them. Like, I've known them for years, or, you know, some aspect of them.
You gotta start somewhere.
Right. So, yeah, I usually don't get tongue-tied, but I'm tongue-tied right now. So that's an awesome thing, because I'm excited to have you guys here. Thank you guys for coming down, battling traffic.
It's all good.
Because 95 sucks, I'm telling you. So, you guys have been doing this for a while. So, I mean, I don't want to tell anybody's ages, but I'm fine with my age. I've been there since hip hop began. Like, the very first song I remember hearing was Rapper's Delight.
Me too. I wasn't there. Nah, that's the truth. I wasn't there.
I was there. Rapper's Delight.
Right. So I've seen how it has evolved.
Right.
The music that I got sent, I don't listen to it until I'm right here in front of you guys.
Okay.
I've heard Judah because I've seen him live.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I like his music. I'm like, yes, hip hop. I feel so happy, hip hop. you know, even though that today's music is considered hip hop, I put it in a subgenre of hip hop. I used to call it.
It's for the kids.
Right. It's not for my old ass.
Right.
It's for my son.
Right.
And my daughter and my grandson, because he listens to it as well. But so when did you guys decide that this was something that you wanted to pursue? Because I'm sure that you all, how did y'all start out with like just rapping? Like, you know, is it just something that you did in?
Well, like me, I can say I come from the beginning, so I was always wanted to be something in the entertainment. You know, when I come up with Michael Jackson, James Brown,
right,
funk music, R&B, and that was it.
And he was a stripper.
No, I'm talking kids right here. Yeah, not what
that came later.
But anyway, I looked at the something I play. I like to bang. I like the beats.
Yeah.
I love the beats. I never got to play drums formally, or even,
right,
but I just always loved playing along to the tin pans, to the pots and pans,
right,
to the music that's on the radio. And then hip hop come along. Hip hop, the hip hop.
Right.
I said, this is something I can do. So I said, whatever these guys are, that's what I am. So I called myself a rapper.
Right.
From that day on, 1979, as a little young kid.
Right.
Going into schools, battling people, because I know I could put words together like these guys did. And then as Curtis Blows and the
right,
different Grandmaster Flashes, as it evolved, I still was just being able to spit off the top.
Oh, okay.
And then when I got in the neighborhood, I learned how to spit it to write from an old head that was on the block that I tried to. He became a good friend of mine because I wanted to be like him.
Right.
And he said, you got to write. So I learned to write. And then from there, I learned to make songs. And through Dr. Shot.
There's a microphone.
All right.
But it's still going to
it's multi-directional. You're a studio dude. You ain't never seen one of these things before. No. But from there, I put it in. I met an artist, a producer named Dr. Shot, who taught me the business.
Right.
And then from then on, we formed a rap group called The Regulators. I was part of a group called The Regulators from Philadelphia. Then I was part of a TV show called Urban Expressions in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then I was a part of movies. And then I was a part of the Wu-Tang movement. When they start coming to town, they come through me and the promoters, G, who was their main promoter. And I was family with all the Wu-Tang crew. And we was all good from day one. From all 9 members, you know what I'm saying? 10 with Cap.
Yeah.
To now. And to being a solo artist. Because when the Regulators broke up, I became solo. And then I left rap music and joined the band and did the live thing. Well, I was the front man. I was bringing the hip hop to the rock world. Did the band thing. That was cool. And then getting back into hip hop, getting re-injected, because he was part of the Wu-Tang crew when he was younger. Yeah, he was younger. Me and Buddha Monk was rolling tough. And Sons of Man and Hellraiser, we was tight. And he was, I don't remember, we was drinking and smoking back then, so I don't remember. But he said he remembered me. But years later, through a brother of ours named Bruce, we connect again. I'm thinking I'm meeting him for the first time. He said, I've been knew you. You was with my brother Buddha Monk. And then we...
But wait, you forgetting Han Solo too.
And Han Solo. But see, these are people, I knew these people. Right. He knew these people, but I didn't know him.
Right.
He knew me.
That was the shadow.
Right. So anyway.
You was just a quiet little
now
kid in the corner.
Now Judah Priest, the Wu-Tang member Judah Priest.
Right.
Sons of Man, GGO. So I'm like, you know all my people. And he's like, I've been to all your people. they my big brothers. So anyway, we just link up. And we never stopped ever since. And then forming the 144,000 with them. And then also just as 2 solo artists that became really good friends. That relationship turned into us making music. He's on all my latest albums. I'm on his latest albums. We on a brand new single out right now called Oh No Don't that was just released Friday for my project. So that's how I started rapping to this. You know, to take you from when I started to like right now is basically that in a nutshell.
I'm just here for the popcorn and women.
I'm trying to teach him this media thing. He getting it. Very slowly he's getting it, but he's still good.
Yeah, well, I mean, his stage presence. Like I was trying to figure out if I had crossed paths with him before because
I'm sorry.
I've been. They're fine. I've been at a lot of events and
Right.
I take pictures. That's where I started out at.
Okay.
Actually, I started out. I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know there was a local scene of hip hop at all. I don't know where I thought artists came from.
New York,
And they just popped
California.
up. They just popped up on the radio. I
and then
guess.
the radio, right?
So, and I've taken pictures of Capadonna, and I've taken pictures of Raekwon, and I've taken pictures of Ghostface a couple of times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love Ghost.
It's the
But it's just something about him. I like that aggressiveness that he has. Like, yeah. Anyway, let's get. I'm blushing. So anyway,
For the water.
got some water right here. I'm definitely thirsty.
Cold shower.
Little fan.
I don't think that would even work. But that's why I said, like, I was trying to, if he had been here to Baltimore before doing shows, and because I remember the name, I've taken pictures of Killer Priest. I remember that, but the whole, and I was like, I don't know. I've taken so many pictures over the years. I don't remember. Like, I had artists come up to me, go, "You took pictures of me. You don't know who I am. Do you not realize I take pictures?" That's like somebody coming up to you guys at a performance and saying, "Yo, I met you 3 years ago," or such and such. You'd be like, "Do you know how many people I've met since then?"
See, I don't say that. I'll be like, "Oh yeah."
See?
I remember.
I just say
Word.
thank you.
How's things good?
Appreciate you.
Word.
I used to do that.
Finally,
Finally, I just go, but I'm sorry.
You
Like,
eliminate a lot of the conversation when you just be like, "Word, what,
Right.
I had that on. Get out of here."
So when I first
Like, I ain't
came,
never owned nothing.
Nah, I do that because like yo, we be at shows and I be talking to people, and when people come up to me, be like, "Yeah, I remember," boo, 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 boo. And then they dip over and be like, "Hey, yo, who was that?"
see, my homeboy, the guy that's responsible for me being in this hip hop scene, his name is Bomb, B-O-M-B, and he, like, I tell people all the time, if you don't like me or you don't, you can't stand me, go tell that man, because he's to blame why I'm in this scene.
Right.
He brought me in this shit and showed me everything.
Right.
So we would be at, like, mind you, I don't know anybody. This is like, I met him on MySpace in 2006. I started listening to a blog talk radio show in 2007, so I was getting familiar with names and voices and all that, and music. 2008, I started going to shows. So we would be at a show, and he'd be like, somebody go, "Hey man, go there." He'd be like, "Yeah." They walk away and be like, "This, who the hell was that?" I don't know.
See me, I don't know. I just personable, just being real personable, and just I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Right.
Like if you say you know me, and you might know me, it might be my memory. Like we say, blame it on the memory and not the heart. Cause
Right.
I'm no offense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it, like I said, I'm sure you guys over the years have done a lot of shows and been on the road, because Judah was here when I finally met him face to face. Oh Lord, he's gonna get me on camera. We finally met face to face, and and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to North Carolina this weekend, and then I gotta come back, and then I go back there." And I'm just like, "Oh, that's craziness!" Like to realize that you guys sit on the, you go from town to town, city to city, state to state, and it's got to be tiresome.
It's a good time.
I could definitely wait. I gotta get my camera right. I could definitely speak on like that tiresome, because I gotta rule. Like I'm not driving no more. Like I'm in the back seat of the car.
Right.
No.
I don't mind driving.
I'm not doing it.
I'll drive because I know I'm gonna get there alive.
But see, people like I don't want to sound assholish by saying I'm not driving. See, here's the thing: people always ask me, do I get nervous before shows? It's not before the show that I get nervous.
It's driving to the show.
It's like it's the night before when I know we're about to leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right, I can't go to sleep. I've been up all night.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
Up.
Then I go to bed. I go to bed when I get in the car.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
Oh, that's the best sleep ever. Is like you're on a national tour, in between cities, is the best sleep ever. And I haven't had the pleasure of being on a tour bus yet, but they say after everybody that we've been on tour with that do the tour bus thing, they say when you get off the tour bus and you have your little after party and you whatever you do, you get on the bus, you go in your bunk, and you go to sleep, and you wake up at the next venue.
Yeah, because somebody else is driving, and you're getting that rest.
And I've been in my situation. I've had the trailer and the van and the touring with Whitney Payton and everything. I drove a lot.
Right.
So, but when I didn't have to drive, the best sleep in the world. Like you literally can go in that back seat and the car, it lulls me. The shaking and the music that's playing, I'm gone. and that's the because you ain't getting no rest at the hotel.
I'm going before the car pulls off.
You hype at the hotel. You hype at the show.
Matter of fact, hi.
You hype after the show.
Matter of fact, yeah, that is a big one. Window. But I okay, I'm not directly going to sleep as soon as we get in the car.
Right.
It's really like when we leave Wawa. I gotta get my coffee, take 3 sips, then I'm going. You know what I mean? Not really that really goes down.
I believe because for one, I know I've been at events, I've been at shows, and next thing I know, I'm sweating just as hard as the performer because I'm as amped up. And then I go home, which is right up the street. It takes me about 15-20 minutes, depending on traffic, to get home. And I'm still amped up.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you guys, from being, especially if it's the crowd participation and everybody is, and it's a good show and this, that, and the third. I can only imagine how amped up you guys are still after a show.
I used to walk around the hotel and it'd be boring. So I'll go in the lobby, I'll walk around the neighborhood or whatever, but it was late, so usually I take a hot shower because I'm tight. I'm old. I'm an older guy, so I take the hot shower to loosen up my back. Then I can and I like to swim. I do the swimming pool thing and the hot tub thing.
I'm completely opposite. It depends. Right after the show, if all the team together,
we'll eat.
Nah, we usually eat. Yeah, we do. But I'm banging on. I wait till 3-4 o'clock in the morning and start banging on people's doors and run.
See.
Well, he's going to the 12-year-old.
Yeah, but big ass
kid. 12-year-old boy in a man body.
I'm gonna make sure that y'all don't come and stay at my hotel because I'm gonna tell you right now.
What hotel you at?
Don't even worry about it.
He's crazy though. He's
I work for Hilton, so.
He come in. You open the door for him. It's late. You take all your towels and throw them in the tub and run the water on them. So, come on, man. The first thing he jump on your bed and do the running man on your bed.
Oh my goodness, you don't do that, do you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look.
See, people don't know it, and then he gets them.
Nah.
Me, I act like I ain't in the room. He be like, Supreem must be outside, and I'll be in there listening because I'm like, he ain't messing up my towels and my blanket. Not this time, not today. You won't do it today.
I still get it.
I mean, he get it. There's somebody in the room I'm sharing the room with. Oh, it's just Judah.
Getting school, whoever you're in the room with.
Now you ain't gonna have a towel. You gotta call the room because you're gonna put water on the towels or they're gonna be all in the tub.
Nah, I think I think the last thing that I did. I forgot who room I got. I took all their toilet paper. I got all their toilet paper and threw it in the tub.
See, that's his recreation. I'll be like, man.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Mills sitting here watching us now. Like, yeah.
That's the one that let him in. Like, oh, it's just Judah. Now you got your towels is in the tub. He learning now, though. You don't let him in. But yeah, But
I mean, that.
You sleep when you get home.
I can understand having that much fun, because y'all the tension of performing and this is not an easy business. I've learned over the years that this business is not easy by any means, and with the way that everything has evolved, because back in the day it was harder to get your music heard.
Right.
The internet came along, and it was still kind of hard to get your music heard because you had to pay phenomenal fees, and try to get, if you did a video and try to get it on YouTube or try to get it on some social media. Well, it wasn't really social medias at that time except for MySpace.
Right.
It was hard to do all that. Now, how I've described it in the past is especially here in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. When I came in the music scene, it was just dirt on the ground. Slowly we got gravel on it. you know, and then we got some, you know, the layers on it. Then we got asphalt. So now these new kids are just jumping on the asphalt and they're taking off.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, you don't know how hard it was for us to get to that asphalt.
And the money is a lot better. But that's what they say with the Jay-Z compared to the Cold Crush brothers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm overcharging you for what they did to the Cold Crush. And today, to me, it's just so many artists, period. Like, even with the beauty of the internet, and we all on the same platform as far as the iTunes go, as far as we all on the same YouTube,
Right.
we all on the same. It's whoever hustle the best on your iTunes, whoever hustle the best on the YouTube, whoever got the most hustle on the Instagram thing.
Or if you lazy, let's like you put the money into marketing and you push the iTunes and all that.
I mean, it's always about money. See, this is what my man always say about the music business.
Cash rules everything.
Number one, and it cash ruled everything around Ukraine since the 50s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Elvis had better promotion than a lot of
Right.
other blues artists or rock and roll artists.
Right.
He had the best promotion. His manager.
He said, yeah, like you would.
I wasn't there in the 50s.
I'm just
I
saying.
wasn't either, but still.
It's the same hustle. You know what I mean? It's the same.
Right.
Why Elvis bigger than Little Richard?
Right.
Elvis label had more money, and he was white. You know what I mean? But
Right.
either way,
Exactly.
Yeah, half of the songs Elvis did anyway was Little Richard's anyway.
So who
Or
stole
other
the best?
black, or other black artists.
Even the Beatles did it.
Who stole the best?
Right.
Who could get away with a little more? See, and that's the thing about it now with the new internet. It's the same thing. It's just different formats of selling. It ain't no record store no more.
Right.
It ain't no video channels. It ain't no Urban Expressions or whatever the local video show around here was. There's no more MTV.
MTV is nothing but a bunch of game shows.
It's a reality show hub.
Right.
That's the that's the name of the game.
And
reality shows.
they jumping off with careers from the reality show.
Right. Look at Cardi B.
Exactly. And then her thing was
That wasn't she is not the jump off for that.
She pulled back from the reality
But
show.
wait, she's not the jump off for that though. The jump off for that was old girl.
You Jocelyn?
No, the other one.
Everybody got one of them.
No, the other one.
I'm gonna say which one, because they all got big asses.
K. Michelle.
Oh yeah.
I said
Oh yeah. She does got a big ass. But yeah.
She got
that's luggage.
but even her, like Cardi B was just like, you don't even get so far with the reality show. Cardi B had to get out of Love and Hip Hop to blow.
Right.
Like if she would have been just like the rest of the girls on reality shows that always in the studio but never have a record.
Right.
Always pushing the album, and they never got nothing out. Like we got records out on iTunes before these people who have that Mona Scott platform put their record out. Like, man, I wish I was on a reality show and I could use it. I'll be like how the Bad Boy did it with the band.
Oh, making the band?
Yeah, my whole reality show gonna be about how I get these records out.
Oh, so what's the name of that album? That reality show? I was here since the beginning.
First, then there was me.
That's like a lot of the like.
You can bust on my ear. I am proud of how I am.
Right.
I'm glad to be a pioneer to see the ups and downs.
Right.
But I tell these kids too. I mean, they don't get it twisted. We had some bad people in our day too. We had we had a Whoop There It Is and
I had
that song was awesome.
That was
Tootsie Roll. And
yeah.
I mean, but it wasn't no Wu-Tang.
Right.
Because Wu-Tang is the greatest.
One, we're not gonna keep doing that.
But like I had when I was talking about the Skittles kids. I call them the Skittles kids. The little kids with all the colors. Yeah. Or with all.
The new Little Kims.
The Lils.
Yeah, I try to listen to their music. Beats are hard as hell.
It's scary.
Producers are awesome.
You about to cause an argument in here.
But I can't get with the I'm a lyrics person. I like stories, I like lyrics. So I can't get with what they're trying to say or what they're not saying or whatever, and the dumbed down lyrics and dumbed down hooks. I can't. That's just not for me. I leave it for everybody else. You bring that bell, I'm not gonna.
Is this the Jeopardy bell?
No, it's not.
Do I push this when it's on for me?
You need one of them.
But
you got the whole story.
But
give me that one, and you take
I had somebody tell me well, y'all had DOS effects. And I was like,
That's the truth.
That's
That's what I'm about to say. You about to start a whole.
and I was like,
All right. So wait, tell me. Let me get out of being silly. Yo, listen. I can only be serious for so long, so I gotta get it out.
Okay, get
all
it
right.
out.
Me and him had this argument.
It's
all
not
the
an
time.
argument.
It's an argument.
Discussion.
It's not even a discussion. I don't choose.
It's a
I
fucking
choose not to participate.
I'm gonna tell you how.
We're
you know what I'm
breathing
saying?
man. You on a whole nother radio show.
The cipher. Hold up. Hear me out. This is how I know a cipher is complete because I have this argument with him.
You don't. It's not an argument.
It's an argument.
I
My
agree
brother,
with
Father Tom. Just
That's
tuned
what
in
you
here.
argue with.
We just had this conversation on the way here. You know what I'm saying? A Korean, yo, please, right? Get at me. Listen. Here's the thing, though. Here's the argument. For one, this is my main standpoint. As elders versus what's going on in the industry today, we ain't supposed to like it.
right,
Because it's not for us.
right.
But here's the thing. Here's the but. Even though we don't like it, everything ain't for us. We humble ourselves down just to have an open conversation about something. Then it fares better. There's no disrespect from us going to them in the return. There's no disrespect coming from them towards us. Because here's the thing. This whole thing that we're talking about right now is generational. From the beginning, you was there. You know what I'm saying? To the next. It was always like, yo, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I can't rock with this new shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is a curse that can never be broken. It's going to continue.
Right.
So, but here's the thing, though. For one, with this new music today, it's funny how we are classifying it as hip hop, but they are not. They're just saying we rock stars, or I'm this and that. We, as the elders, are classifying them as something that they're not even classifying themselves or, and we are the ones getting upset about how it's turning out. That's just one. Two, if you, again, I agree with whoever told you that, because I just said this on the interview yesterday. If you was to take Busta Rhymes, DOS Effects, Twister, Bone Thugs and Harmony, out of the generation where we come from and put them in today's generation, they will be fucking mumble rappers.
Yeah.
And here's the thing for this one over here, you know what I mean? Because we as elders always go by what we like because it's what we are used to. It's what we identify with. But we were supposed to identify with that. That was our means. That was us coming up. We could relate to it. We already grown. We technically old, and we still in our 30s. You know what I mean? Versus these new kids that's coming out 15, 17 with rainbow hair. You know what I mean? But this is not for our generation. It's for the generation that they are part of right now.
And I agree.
Like you never hear, you know what I'm saying, for old, you never hear younger artists saying, yo, we gotta get the older crowd. But you always hear the older crowd saying, we gotta get the younger crowd.
Because they spit us out too soon.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Not even the rappers. I'm talking about the fans.
No, it's not. We didn't humble ourselves down, you know what I'm saying, to change with times. There is a reason why, even till today, LL Cool J can put out a record and still go number one. You know what I'm saying? He throughout the years from the beginning to the end, even after the movies and the TV shows, if he was to put out a song right now, it'll sell because he adapted. He changed with the times. Too many people got a lot of opinions because, you know what I mean, it's not what they like, but at the end of the day, did you change? Did you evolve? That's me.
Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody thinking we have this debate and this argument. We agree. I agree. I got a song bucket list. I got my Young Guns on there, and I'm right on there with them, hanging with them. I'm not doing exactly what they're doing, and they're not exactly doing what I'm doing, but we're on a newer type beat. We're just on a newer type boom bap beat. Like it's boom bap, and they give you that nostalgia of a new boom bap, but the producer. But my thing is, the argument ain't about changing. He changes, I change. We adapt very well. I got one, between me and him, we got one of the best stage shows ever. Young, old, in between. But the argument with me and him is, I don't consider Busta Rhymes or Twister no mumble rappers. They just lyricists that rap fast.
The balls.
And they has content. Wait, I'm sorry. You can follow Twister.
But here's the thing. If Lazy Bone, Bumble doesn't,
first of the month, you follow it.
But excuse me, he said when he was arguing with the Migos. Now this is out of his own mouth.
Busy.
No, it was busy. It was busy. No, but okay, it was busy. Started it, and lazy chimed in after it because of Whack 100 and all that.
And I agree.
But he said, "Yo, if he say we birthed your style when he was talking to the Migos,
right.
if we birthed your style,
then he's classifying himself
as
the father
of
mumble rap."
Your style. But I don't consider the Migos mumble rappers. You know what a mumble rapper to me is? Something unlegible. Like the Migos is
designer.
That's just retarded.
Hold on. For one, y'all can hit on designer all y'all want. All right, I like Jordan. Okay, he changed the game. He changed the game.
He still sounds like remember Fat Albert?
Mm-hmm.
Mushmouth? That's mumble
rap. I think
like,
I might have been before your time too.
You know that young, goddammit.
No, I
ain't my cussing, but
no, you can cuss this internet.
But but Mushmouth couldn't talk.
Right.
You knew what he was saying, especially if we had relatives that had speech impediments.
Right.
And if you try to give the speech impediment dude a microphone and call him a rapper, he a mumble rapper.
Well, I think a lot of these artists. I think a lot. And then batteries probably need to be replaced.
But that's why he ain't showing.
I think a lot of the stuff that they do is a gimmick. It's to get the notoriety. It's to get to get those views. To get fans or whatever. Like I said, I don't. That's not, like you said, that music. I try as the person that loves all kinds of music, listens to all kinds of music. I have tried to listen to it. I can't get past it, so I put it over there. I'm not. Look, that's what y'all want. Go ahead.
See, I'm about to go with on the. Is it for one, Mr. Smooth Man's beats?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
No, wait, Mr. Smooth Ass Beats. For one, when we talk about songs with substance and all that,
Busta and them could talk. They just was talking fast.
Might not want to do that because
speed talking and speed.
Okay,
you still talking.
Okay.
It's like it's like what's the guy that do the auctioneer? Mm-hmm. It's like the auctioneer.
Well, wait, we talk about substance, right?
I mean,
somebody tell me what they. Somebody. Try to live. Listen, listen. We talk about substance and
you just can't say too much about Busta.
Here's the thing, though. We talk about, what was they? Somebody please tell me what they was talking about.
That's a fact, which was my favorite.
What was they talking about?
Hip-hop group too.
But that's
Biggity.
Come out. Hakeem Green was one of my big homies.
It was all
and right now
to the left.
It's political. But what was Das Effects talking about back then?
They was bugging. It was some weed.
And what was Channel Live talking? Somebody tell me what is the premise and meaning of Dangerous?
But what's the premise of Eshketi? And Fifi and Kiki and Kuda and all these shits that's #1 records now. I like the beat. The beat is saving these boys.
You know, I think okay.
Because all this stuff is about the rhythm.
With what you just said, the beat is saving them. With I think. To go along with what you were saying, the beat is saving them for the older generation.
It's saving them with me.
Right, with the older generation. My son walks around the house. My son is 20 years old. My son walks around the house and be like, what the fuck are you listening to?
Sometimes I got to tell my daughter, she's 16, I'll be like, I listen to you, I call it the dumb music. Because it don't give me no type of knowledge. It don't give me no type of, it ain't a Brenda that had a baby. It's like, how to make a baby with Brenda somehow is how they constructed it in their language. But I can get it because of the vibe, but then after a while, I'll be like, yo, you gotta turn that shit off.
Well, time out though.
Just give me a little bit of funk and some cool in the game right now.
So again, watch this though, right? We had what we had in our timing. You know what I mean?
Oh, my mom hated my shit.
Okay, but watch this though. If we are Baltimore, we in Baltimore right now, right? If we was just to go outside and we just look at our surroundings, right? And this is what we growing up in.
Right.
You know what I mean? We see what's going on with the crackhead down the street, and it's not just Baltimore; it's all over the place. Right. You know what I mean? But if we see dudes over here hustling, selling drugs, and we seeing the pimps and the hoes over here, and we seeing these people over here drinking lean, this person over there just doing K2, and now I'm a rapper looking for inspiration for songs.
Right.
This is the product of their environment. So I mean, it's coming out because it's so industrialized through the media. And again, we're not gonna like it, but we the things that we lived through and the things that we was putting into our music back then is damn near the same thing. They just expressing it differently and they just doing it more colorfully with their hair.
Like I said, we have no argument there. But you can't say Busta Rhymes is a mumble rapper.
See, I'm talking about even this person right there. Like we can't say is making our kids dumb because you can't. Because at the end of the day, for real, nothing is making our kids dumb when parental guidance is involved. So you know what I'm saying. If you living in a house right now and you got kids and you don't allow your kids to do X, Y, Z, man, don't blame it on the music, man. Blame it on parenting.
Right. I mean, you can take that whole argument right back to when they took. We're taking hip hop music to Congress and the parental the
there was an exploit. There was an exploit.
And that was the language.
There was an exploit. There was a lot of
nastiness of it.
The people who did that.
To the style.
The people who did that though, even if you look at the NWA situation, it was always those who was running for a political office.
Right.
You understand? Like this is what we want to use. This to gain leverage. You know what I mean? Like nobody else is coming after them. Right. But this is what we want to, we want to stigmatize because it's provoking. It is, watch this, it is provoking negativity. Now watch this, if people really dig down into an NWA song, they would speak of some real shit. And it was more political, but now that it's in this aspect right here, they exploit it as negative gangster rap. And then again, right then and there, we done label something else. This is gangster rap. No, when Ice-T was coming out, when he was doing, we had the electric guitar with B Street, Crush Groove, breaking and all that. He was talking some real political stuff, but the only thing that people focused on was that he used to be a pimp.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So this is why this argument from today's old to new is like, yo, we can't be mad because I had this conversation. You know. The exploit things is like only thing today is everything is more popular because it's out in the open. Right. But what about the shit that happened in the background that nobody's seen in our generation? Bathroom stars doing crack, doing blow, all that. It's just popular now. Right. You know what I mean? So my thing is you can't hate for the shit that kids are saying in the songs right now. You know what I mean? Because it was the shit that you was doing back then. But then again, it's not making our kids dumb. It's playing a part. But again, if in a home, if you have a parental structure or whatnot, saying like, yo, like this is not like even me as an artist, I got mad kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I got mad kids.
I was gonna say you just made yourself sound like Boosie and shit. No. I got a 19-year-old. You understand? So when that Nicki Minaj and Beyonce song came out, that Truffle Butter joint, I already knew what that was. I'm like, and we in my car, I'm like, no, you're not playing that. If you listen to this on your personal, nah. But when you're with me, yo, respect who I am. You cannot listen to this around me. Right. You know what I mean? And you should not be listening to this around your 14-year-old brother. There's guidelines. Right.
And, education starts in the home first. Don't blame it on music. Then you watch TV, but like, yo, why are you watching this? Why the fuck you allowing your kids to watch ratchetness? You know what I mean? So it's not just like music plays a part. Right. You know what I mean?
This is one factor.
But it's not even a half. Like it's not even a whole one.
It's a whole planet of stuff that can make you stupid.
When it comes to music for me, music is life.
For the soul.
When I listen,
that's why I say you don't have a soul.
When I listen to music, or when I post music, if I post music videos on my Facebook page, you can pretty much tell what kind of mood I'm in. The simple fact is that music can make you happy. It can make you sad.
Right.
It can make you want to go fight somebody and beat them up, and it can make you do so many things.
That song you played earlier made me want to just smack them in the air.
Barbarians.
No,
But
God damn, don't play that record no more.
a perfect example is, like I said, my son, he listens to all different kinds of music. My kids do listen. My kids do listen to underground local artists because I am in the scene. They grew up in the scene.
Right.
My kids are the ones who got me to listen to Kevin Gates. I refused to listen to him for the longest time.
What?
See, that's the funny thing about it. The ones I give a chance to, I be like, okay, I like Kevin Gates. I mean, I hated Drake for a long time.
I don't care
until
much.
started from the bottom down in here, and there was that beat. I was like, okay, and he talking about something. And so from that day on, I didn't become a 100% Drake fan.
Right.
But I was like, I let him into my world. I wouldn't let Drake in my car. I would give any CD I got free for Drake. I would give it back. I would give it to somebody. Like this is not what I'm gonna listen to.
But we also, I got somebody just brought it to my attention. We also have to really realize that this is entertainment.
And that was another thing that I was thinking I was going to ask you guys.
This is entertainment.
Do you all remember when it came to hip hop? It was like real. It was based on like what these people, what guys were really going through in the streets. It was reality. And then all of a sudden, when people were checking rappers like, oh, you never did this, you never did that. Then all of a sudden it was like,
it's cool to be
it's cool to be this, that, and that. I always blame Rick Ross because it was around that time when Rick Ross came out and that everybody found out that he really wasn't Rick Ross.
And they gave him a pass.
And they was like, oh, but you know, it's Rick Ross.
He's Rick Ross. He gave him a pass.
You know,
somebody should check that shit from the door.
But like Judah said, go back. It's entertainment. So
I mean, nobody raps under their real name.
But I'm talking about what they're rapping about.
At the end of the day, my thing is either you did it or you saw it.
Right.
Either you did it or you saw it.
That's not true because a lot of people just wanted it
in our day.
Right.
A lot of people just wanted that lifestyle
because they thought that that's what.
Right. So look at Tekashi.
NWA versus a lot of gangsters.
Look at Tekashi 6ix9ine.
But he got his check. His check is when somebody
because he's a good actor.
You are untouchable, and then somebody proves to him that yes, you are untouchable. But my thing about it is, I'm sorry, it was it's the fans that's running. The monkeys is controlling the zoo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no zookeepers.
Brooklyn Zoo.
But you should have do what Brooklyn Zoo used to do. Brooklyn Zoo, if you ain't do what you supposed to do or was who you supposed to be, Brooklyn Zoo would check you, and then the fans of Brooklyn Zoo would get behind you and say, we not for that. Hip hop is just like, let them do what they do. They doing what they do. They doing them.
Right.
And now it's like they ruined it when we started. You didn't give them no check.
You just loving this damn belt. 3D gonna love it.
That shit right around his
So
ass.
when 3D brought the damn bell into the studio and we was over on the next block over, I said, what the fuck is this? He was like, it's a bell, blah 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 blah. I said, take that shit out of here. I don't want that shit.
I'd have put a hammer through it and put it right in his mailbox.
But see, I gotta say this.
The monkeys is controlling the zoo.
Okay. Well, who fought?
And the zookeepers.
Who was the zookeepers?
We were.
Exactly. So
I ain't mad. I know who fought.
So again, like I said earlier, if we was to humble ourselves, for one, we humbled ourselves down and at least try to be on an even playing field where even though I might not like this song or I don't like this song, you know what? I get where you coming from. You know what I mean? That opens up conversation. And here's the key thing. The zookeepers, the old school artists, they stopped really giving a fuck about all the other artists and start worrying about self. When they started worrying about self, that allowed for the monkeys, the orangutans, the lions, tigers, bears, oh my, you know what I'm saying? To escape and run wild.
Right.
So this is why this is a touchy situation with this conversation, is because the old school rappers that's getting mad and have opinions, yo, what the fuck y'all for? Because y'all should have reached out and at least toured. Y'all should have toured.
And that's like I say here in Baltimore. In Baltimore, like I said, I've been a part of the scene for over 10 years now, and I've not seen very many what I call mentors. When I see people back when I came in. Like I said, I don't know nothing about the music scene. I just know I like music. I like taking pictures. That's what I did.
Right.
But I educated myself on, you know, when I would ask somebody, I'd be like, well, do you have ASCAP or BMI? They'd be like, well, what's that?
What's that? Right.
Did you copyright your music? Did you do this? Did you do that?
You come
Publish
right
it? What's that?
Hey, yo, my publisher supposed to book my shows.
So I'm like, well, who is teaching you this business? Like, it's business. This is a business. I used to tell people all the time. I used to give them, you know, I would say things, and I had people telling me, yo, you know more about this music business than you're putting on. And I was like, I don't know anything about music. It's a business. You are a commodity. You have to market and advertise yourself.
Your product. Your
I
brand.
said, and you have to use that. You have to, and nobody was understanding
She said that.
Oh,
See,
me.
I miss me.
I always had a big homie.
You did?
Like a Dr. Shop. And down Rich Waller. That I never was blind in this business.
Right.
I always knew what I was supposed to do. I'm trying to teach this mother. You know what I'm saying? No. But
hold up. But even on that though, like what you're saying is like, it's too many people that don't really understand the fact that the product is not the rap. The product is not the CDs, the shirts. The product is not, you know what I'm saying, anything other than the person themselves that's being presented.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why, even with my standpoint, like, I don't smoke, I don't drink. I have one Corona, I'm good. You see me at the show, like, I'm regular.
Yeah, he was like, he was up there, he was like, hold up, wait a minute, I can't breathe. I was like, he was just like,
I got asthma.
Right. Well, I do have asthma, so but you know what I mean, like, you're personable. Like, as I was saying before about when I met Keith Murray, and he was a cool, laid back guy. You know, I met Hobson he was being entertained by everybody. But I met Swizz. I got a picture with Swizz. I met Dizzy Wright. You know, Funk Volume. I met all of them, and they were just so. And this is before they got popular. They were just personable. I like people. I like artists. I like artists who they're personable with their fans and not on some diva shit. Because I've seen that too. They know they're going on at 11 o'clock. They know they're going on at 11 o'clock. The opening artists don't even hear the opening artist. Don't even say hi, bye, kiss my ass, you know, good show, you know, nothing. They don't, like, they come. I've seen a very popular old school hip hop artist an hour late for the show, came, did his 40 minutes, left. He's walking out the door and people are trying to say, you know, hey, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, stop and take a picture, and keeps right on walking out the door.
Kanye do that, man. I ain't never liked Kanye from that first time I said this was back in the day.
I know,
I can't do that.
You know,
I owe you something.
You know, it's not, and it's not that any artist owes their fans anything. But as a fan, if I see somebody doing that, I'm not gonna be your fan anymore. I like your music, but fuck you.
That's like you giving it. You got bad customer service,
right?
And I want my money back. Or what can you do?
You don't even like the music no more, honestly.
I mean, you're like, because.
But if you came up there with a whole different attitude, you know what? I was a little late. But after this, man, I'm signing everybody pictures, man, because it was my bad. Plus, I'm gonna meet you guys.
He was pissed off because he didn't get paid his money, like he thought he was going to get paid or some shit. It was a business. It was.
We had that.
Sometimes they can make it fun.
Right, I can understand that.
That's the thing about it. A lot of times, it's like you gotta realize these dudes is human too. So
yeah, you know that goes two ways. Like I can understand because I've been in that boat. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Just on a normal though, like you know. People, you know, it's crazy. I was in Vermont a couple times recently, and after the show, it was who was it? It was me and Joel Ortiz.
I love Joel.
You know what I mean? And by the time I get back, you know what I mean? I stayed a day after I got back home, right? I started looking at the scrolling on Facebook and everything. And they was like, man, like if the people was taking pictures. They was like, man, it was just surprising to see Judah Priest in the midst of the crowd, rocking out, surviving, and talking to us. I was like, what was I supposed to do not say anything. I'm a people's person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I love it. I mean, especially as an artist for me. I think I don't look like I'm, you know what I mean, that guy. You know what I mean? Listen, I respect y'all. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't for y'all, I couldn't stand on this stage. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna now Dream do it while he on stage. I can't jump off of stages like that. I got bad ankle and shit. I can't do that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? After, when I go to my set, or even before, like, yo, I'm gonna come support. Like, sometimes, like, I like to go to shows before it's time for me.
Watching
and and I'm not even sitting in the background. I'm gonna go up front.
You were at the First Blue Wednesday at Charm, and like I said, I seen you, and I didn't approach you because I was letting everybody else approach you. Because I came to you after the fact and was like, now that everybody's taking pictures with you, can we get a picture together?
Yeah, but you could have came up front, like, you know what I mean?
And there's a picture. It's like, I hate my picture taken. I swear to God, I hate it. I take pictures of it. I hate my picture taken. And I looked crazy that night because I had my hair up in a ponytail. Just, yeah, it was rough.
Me too.
You had your hair in a ponytail? Okay.
Rough.
But my homegirl, Latrice, took a picture. Latrice took a picture of me and you talking, and that's like one of my favorite pictures because you're like you're like this, like we're really.
I know. I love that picture. It's rare that somebody catch me off guard with a picture because I'm always ready.
Yeah. And
I seen that picture when she tagged me. Like, yo, shit. But it was dope though. I love that picture. Though.
I said I must have been saying something funny because you was like we was in the middle of a conversation. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but we were just in the middle of a conversation.
I know what you were talking about. You talking about how the fuck I didn't get up here the last time was I coming back to the station?
But you know, like I think like with me, like I see, you know, and I know what like when you get to like a you know, a level of notoriety and fame, it gets harder and harder to be that person because you got people. Like,
that's for your safety,
right?
And their safety.
Just like okay,
you start a riot.
I don't argue with somebody over another artist, a football team, or anything. I like the Ravens, so be it. I like the Ravens. I used to be a Redskins fan back before we had the Ravens, but but I don't argue because you know why? I don't get paid.
Yeah, y'all should have had this window open with me sitting around.
He is really enjoying the people of Baltimore.
Oh, you should have seen the fiend that almost got hit by a bus one day.
Snap.
I said all she gonna do is bounce off that bitch. She was leaning and rocking and everything. But yeah, what I was saying. I don't even remember now. Tequila's kicking in.
Tequila.
But
It's
you know,
steady.
I know, like I said, at a certain point in time, the fame it comes a security issue. I was talking about how I don't get paid to argue
Over the football team.
I don't. If I say that, you know, I like Judah's music, this song is this, that, the third, and somebody's like telling me the exact opposite, I'll be like, look, maybe you didn't hear what I heard. You know, I'm not going to sit there and argue.
Everything ain't for everybody anyway.
Right. So I don't get paid like with Beyonce's Beehive. Them bitches is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Nicki Minaj's fans, they're crazy.
That's how psycho the internet is. The internet is ruining the game of life. Period. It has turned regular dumb people into scholars, and then turned regular punks into gangsters.
And if y'all don't believe that, just look at Stitches versus Supreem and Rezarekta on YouTube.
Well, he was facing the gangster. OG.
You know what happened? Look, I put your name in Google search.
Oh shit! And Stitches came up.
And it said something about Stitches. I was like, oh
Stitches,
shit.
right.
I was like, I don't even know who this is.
Goddamn glasses.
I got some new ones though. Man, look at them. Good,
Supreme didn't take your loss, but his glasses did.
yeah, they took the L. But that's another person that came up from the internet. Y'all made them famous.
And you know, and that's like I said,
Not
like,
y'all, but this internet thing, man.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Blessing and a curse. But I'm gonna use mine as a blessing. I'm gonna keep the internet for what it is for me. Like I'm not. It ain't gonna turn me into Superman. You know what I'm saying? The internet.
Baltimore lit, yo.
Yeah, looking at regular people. This is a big bay window. This is. I'd be scared somebody gonna look at my shit.
I was just looking at the cowboy boots, the jeans, and the micro vest.
That works.
You'll never know what you're
And
seeing.
that's another thing. If that's what that person feel comfortable with, God bless
They
them.
prerogative.
I can laugh or whatever, but
That's
the thing. Like, you don't like Beyonce, we're gonna buzz your page.
That's how I'm gonna get my page popping.
Man, they was getting people pages shut, like people to the point of you don't want to get on your own page. Like I said, with the Stitches thing, I ain't never met that much hate in my life. He got a fan base. He got 1 million followers. So imagine those 1 million people coming at me like, you old mother, you old this, you old that, you old this.
I always say this.
I said, y'all ain't making me shut down my page. You don't like what I gotta talk about? Get off my page.
I'm the type of person. I'm the type of person that I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna go back and forth on Facebook or IG or anything. I actually had a young man. I was a part of Pit Fights rap battle league.
Okay. I thought you was gonna say you was part of Pit Fights. Like
no, it's a rap battle league. And he was a battler. I've known him. We don't have a conversation. We don't say, hey, what's up? We don't have no conversation whatsoever. I look at him, he looks at me, and that's about as far as it goes. On Facebook, he wanted to try to joke me, talking about, oh, I'll take your camera, hold it above your head. I said, look, you don't play with me in real life. You don't play with me on the internet. So he kept on, and I said, you know what?
Shout out to Boot 'em Up. He's tuning in.
Who?
Boot 'em Up.
Oh, okay.
Then it's going to be easy too.
So my thing is, when you see me, if you ever see me, right, see when I see you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I said. When
That's
you just had
it.
a guy
There's
call
nothing
him a
else to say.
nigga on the
internet.
He found it.
See, but that's what I do because I like shit like that.
But see, you probably thrive because
he made the guy apologize.
Because you like I said, like you're sitting here, you can be really serious, but you like to have fun. You like to,
right.
So you thrive on somebody being a troll.
Oh no, he called me a nigga on Facebook. I watch too much Catfish.
That turned him serious.
You know what I mean? So I found out how they find people and all that.
Yeah.
So I found Duke in Massachusetts. He put a video up. This has happened last year. They still commenting on the page today. I do that. Zoop. You already know. Like, that's what I do. Like, the fun-loving Judah, let me be that person. Don't make me be the person I was. You know what I mean? Because I don't see me. I don't do internet trolling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm not a gangster on the keyboard. I will literally spend the money and pop up at your house.
Like, that's the
or even when old boy was going through that, and the dude tried to put me into that. And I found that he worked at the AMC Theater out in the Chamonix Mall. His name was David.
He got time.
You know what I mean? I went there. Right. I literally called there and asked if was David there at work, and they said yes. And I got the car. I drove to the Chamonix.
I ain't got that type of energy.
And I said, hey, is David here? Boom, 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 boom. Yes. That's what I do. So I like to be the fun-loving Judah. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Just don't push you to that.
Don't push me. Don't push me. Don't push me there.
And the internet give you that freedom.
And that's what I'm saying.
Push too far. But I think they should. Every time you say something slick, your address should pop up.
But it's not even that.
Nobody would talk slick no more.
To me, I'm not glorifying that I do that or I did that. But here's the thing: people just think as artists, like, yo, we are regular people.
Right.
We are regular people
humans
too. You know what I'm saying? We are humans. Like
you have families. You have
when they talk about
you have real life things that go on and everything. But a lot of people don't realize. That
there was no.
A lot of people don't realize that because artists have always been up on this pedestal and out of reach.
Right.
The internet, Twitter, Facebook, even MySpace, reachable now.
I think I broke it. Good.
Everybody's reachable now. You know, Twitter was so people could, so fans could reach out to their, the favorite actors and rappers and whatever. IG is the same way.
He eats breakfast like I eat breakfast. He's a human being. But that's the mystery of being a star.
Right.
That was like, you see me when I come to your town. You see me in the magazines or whatever the other media outlets that would give you a glimpse of my world and let a reporter follow me around so you can actually see what I do day to day. But with the internet, now I got to be like, I'm on the toilet. I'm eating my cereal.
What was your go-to?
I seen the artist do that. I seen a celebrity say.
But it was cool when Devin the Dude did it and put it on the album cover, right?
Take it down.
Right?
Huh?
Devin the Dude did it, put on the album cover.
But that was but he ain't had to tweet about it. He just did it. That's
he
what.
put it out. No, I'm sorry.
That's,
What he pumped 50,000, maybe close to $1 million.
that's what I'm gonna say. That's what made it so shocking. Like, oh, he put it on the album. That was like, oh man, Devin the Dude take a dump every day and tell us about it. You know? I'm just saying, like the mystery of being an artist back then was so much greater than being. It's nothing special about an artist now. We're your friends now. We follow you. You're a cult leader of your.
Like I said, blessing.
David Koresh,
right?
I'm just saying not me, but I'm saying like if a million people follow any Snoop Dogg or whatever, they are follow. Like Beyonce people are cultish.
Yes.
What's Nicki, her people? The Barbs.
The Barbs.
The Barbs are cultish. Anytime you can't have an opinion about...
what was her Kills? What's her code?
I have no idea.
I don't know. What was they called?
I don't know.
The Kims?
No, it was the Barbs. How about that?
No, it was not. It was
she's the Queen Bees.
Yeah.
But
she just, like, all of that is...
She got swept away in the internet shit, too, because it's like, she probably could beat Nicki Minaj up, but the internet say, no, you can't.
And it's... That's why,
she's
like,
the most popular artist. She got the most followers.
The whole, like I said, I've watched everything evolve. You know, as far as like the music, being able to put it out there. Now, you guys can put out music. You
Tomorrow.
Okay.
No rollout.
Now, albums are no longer 12, 15.
7 songs.
7 songs, and that's considered an
That
album.
was the stupidest shit I ever heard of my fucking life.
But do you know why they did that?
Grammy nods.
Because now you can stream things and nobody's really buying albums and CDs.
They only streaming 3 songs off the thing anyway. So
but don't call it an album, that's a fucking EP.
Why put 13?
I was always under the impression anything below 10 was an EP.
Well, anything below 8, 6.
But now they've changed all the requirements because, like I said, nobody is buying.
They keep catering to because you keep catering to with this internet.
Yo, they called them 2 songs, the 2 singles that Drake put out with an EP.
Yeah,
that ain't an EP. That's a maxi single.
But see,
I remember those.
But here's the thing though. You see, like when shit like that, I fixed it. Here's the thing though. And this is like why, as independent artists, man, you gotta really understand that you gotta do more. The majors can afford to do that shit. You can't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
You gotta have your hustle and your money right.
Yeah, you gotta. You can't.
And when you lacking in money, you better make up and hustle.
I'm just saying, like it's just we follow guidelines, but we gotta be above certain guidelines too. You know what I mean? Like. We can't do, just because Nas came out, which I think that was horrible, after a 5 to 6 year wait, come out with 7 songs calling it an album. For one, I feel as though you're lying to me. That's a fucking EP for one. And I've been having this argument since the day that shit came out.
Right.
You know what I mean? But just don't lie to me. If you want to tell me you're going to put out an EP, just tell me you're going to put out an EP. Don't Jedi mind trick me. You know what I mean? But as far as the artists, that's independent, they can't afford to put out just 7 songs. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta, I hate to refer to drugs, but like, yo, if you know you got a good product and your product is better than the next, you gotta give it a little bit more.
Right.
That's why I still do 16 songs. Sometimes I put 21 to 23 on there. One, I'm my own entity. I'm not held up by no other company. So I'm gonna do what the fuck I want anyway. You know what I mean? And
now, like I said, now you can put everything on streaming services. You can put them on the Google Play and Spotify and whatever else there is out there.
As long as you do it the correct way.
Right. And, of course, the industry found a way to, like, not really pay you. You get paid pennies on a stream.
Well, that's because, again, like you said earlier, like, artists just don't know because they don't research. That's the name of the thing is be prepared. The only way to be prepared is if you educate yourself. Right. You understand? So in educating yourself, if you know that a 50-50 deal is on the table and you know that they want to pay the same $140, $140, you know what I'm saying, that it costs to go through TuneCore, CD Baby, Amazon, all that, why not just pay the $140 yourself? Like, you smoke $140 worth of weed, you drink $140, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not just spend some of your weed money, invest it into yourself, and now you take ownership of something that's 100% You know, you still gotta work it. You still gotta do your social medias. You still gotta do email blasts. You still gotta do your radio promos. You still gotta do everything. But you at least you know when you do it correctly, especially copywriting, getting it registered with your publishing. I don't know, sound exchange. You know, BDSing your songs. And then you did that way. You're not getting tricked, and you get everything back 100%.
And do you realize everything that you just said? Majority of the artists that I'm around have no idea what you just said because they have no idea about it because they're not educated. A lot of them, I've noticed that a lot, like some of the ones that have been doing this for the past 5, 6, 7 years, they are getting to that point where now they're understanding the business a little bit more. But the newer ones, they're having people do that for them, and what are they doing? They're paying them to do it.
You just did it yourself. And you ain't getting screwed with it. But you know what? I'm looking at these records. You got the Supreem, Dionne Warwick, Chubby Checker, Twisted.
This guy had a Ross and Supreme. It's not chill.
I'm just saying. But imagine those artists back then. Same thing.
Yeah.
They didn't know.
And that's why
they didn't know. There's no excuse now because now you can really look in. You could damn near be a lawyer today.
Right.
With the internet and the gift part of the internet and the Google and finding out what's a bad deal, a good deal. You can look at all that. And you should have heard every horror story from Motown to now to know that certain deals aren't good or certain lawyers are lying to you.
Look what Michael Jackson did.
He got burnt.
Look what he did to
he burned a couple people.
That's the name of the game.
But he learned the game was like the game is publishing.
Right.
I'm getting raped for my publishing, but now I have enough money now to buy
I'm not going to speak
publishing.
of people getting raped for publishing right now.
But you see what I'm saying? But you know what another funny thing about it is the artists today, just like the artists back then, we want fame and fortune fast. More than most and how to get it right.
Most artists. Wait, I'm sorry. Most artists,
man, you in D flat.
Most artists today get paid royalties through liquor and weed.
But a lot of things. Most artists today are getting paid with all kinds of outside streams of income besides music. Music is their smallest,
but they still getting fucked over. How do you keep how do you keep, you know what I'm saying, feeding that person that if you jukes them like that? You keep giving them the substances and stuff that they need, and you play off that. You know what I mean? Why? Because you're not
keep them done.
They like, you gotta keep them done. How most people getting done? Weed, liquor, roundabout, you know what I mean, by everything, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Hey, so for one, let me explain something.
Bubble wrap, goddamn.
Nah, man, fuck that. Yo, listen, let me explain something. And I learned firsthand, and I'm not going to say certain Wu-Tang members or certain other artists that I know.
Right.
But even to this day, like, niggas don't know how to send fucking Pro Tools sessions the correct way. When you sit there and you talk about people like, yo, send me your EPK. What's the EPK?
I've had that.
You be like, yo, what's up with your publishing? What you ASCAP, BMI, CSAT? What you mean? Mm-hmm. But see, a lot of people also get it fucked up too. Is like artists was selling. This was when we was getting big budgets to do albums and all that. They like, yo, take all my publishing. Give me that big budget.
Right.
I'm not saying no names. So you know what I mean? But it's just like, yo, like this is what they do, and then what happens? That quick money that was there
dries up.
You know what I mean? Dries up, and you don't gave your future money away.
Right.
But yo, artists, you gotta learn the business.
And that's always, and that's what I've always tried to tell people. You need to learn the business part of everything. I don't claim I know a little bit about a lot of things because
you sound like you know more than the average bear, man. You know
because I pay attention. When Vega was at Woo Wednesdays, two of the times he was up there and he was talking, he was answering questions, I was paying attention because I never know when I could pass that knowledge on, because that's what I do.
Right.
I pass knowledge on. Judah posted up about the tour that you guys are doing. Talking about you need an artist. What did I do? I shared it. I was telling people about it.
Right.
You need to hit them up.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. That's what I do. I'm a director of traffic. I've always done that.
I'm the facilitator.
I just direct, you know, people like, oh, Lisa, do you know somebody who can do that? Yeah, hit up so and so.
Know somebody that knows somebody.
I said, mention my name. You ain't gonna get it for free, but and you might not get it a discount. Right. But I'm just saying they will.
You gonna get it done right.
Right, and they're gonna talk to you if you say my name. Right. Judah said that Boom Squad Society mentioned my name. You know, so you know, I'm not saying that my name holds any kind of.
That was Medea.
That my name holds any kind of clout or anything like that, but
there's a respect that comes with your name, though.
And that's,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a genuine person. That's why I don't burn bridges. People burn bridges with me.
Right.
I don't bullshit. I'm not fake. I'm not phony. I'm just Lisa. That's it. And what you see is what you get. And that's all there is to it. And I've come across that's just Lisa. So unless two of my other personalities come out, and then it's a whole other story.
You got to work hard to get them out, huh? Sure.
One of them, you ain't got to work real hard. You just got to piss me off real bad.
Right.
But, you know, I direct traffic. I try to educate people to the knowledge that I have, which is the reason why I have guests on my show, such as yourself. You guys have a lot of knowledge. I should have brought her. Gloria actually sent a message to her about it. You know, and I was like, she's on my show on this Saturday.
She told me.
I was like,
trying to book you and book.
Yeah. But we have other shows on Hot Body Radio as well. I don't know what those shows do, or I just got a promotion. 3D is in charge of Hard Body Radio, and I'm going to be his assistant or the vice president. He hasn't come up with a title for me yet. So
that's what's up. Congratulations.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, Lisa in charge.
Right. But I like the fact that, you know, I think you got the knowledge that you guys have acquired. Is it because you were doing it and something happened and you had to educate yourself, or did you guys just educate yourself because you seen what was going on?
For me, it's a little bit of both. See, again, like I had Buddha Monk, it's my brother. You know what I mean? I had, you know what I mean, different people in my life. You know what I mean? So I was getting knowledge up front. Like the best gift somebody ever given me, as far as being in the music industry, they took a cover off of a book and threw the book down at me on the table. It's like, I want you to read this front and back. Learn this book. Just open it up as a book of contracts. It's learning. It was teaching me from they say, yo, the one thing you cannot do is you cannot be a part of, you cannot be into something that you don't know nothing about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to educate yourself early. You know what I mean? And I had my bumps in the road, but as artists, and even in the way of life, you're gonna have bumps in the road. But it's taking that experience and learning and getting up from it and learning from it. And so I always tell people run track, and they run into hurdles. And you jump over the first hurdle, you go over the second hurdle, but that third hurdle, your back foot, you jump over and your back foot hits the hurdle and you fall down. Do you stop the race right then and there? No, you get back, you get up, you gather yourself, you start running. But now you done learn that this next hurdle that you got to jump over, you got to jump a little bit higher. And then you're repeating the same step. Why? So you don't bust your ass again. See, that's just the lesson in music, and that's the lesson in life. And I was able to learn that early, and I was able to learn through the course of that. So, I mean, that's just my experience with it.
I had the big homie, like Dr. Shop. When I first wanted to do this as a, outside of it being a hobby and something I'm good at, he taught me, and he was learning too, but he was a little more knowledge than me. He was a producer. So he was learning more so he could be a better producer and a better businessman. So he threw the big book at me, and it was called This Business of Music. And I read it cover to cover, and it was the hardest book. It was just as difficult as reading the Bible. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things in there that I didn't have a clue of what it was about then. And then as life goes on, like, that's what the book was talking about. And then now is Richard Waller, who's very hands-on with what's going on in the business, and like he's ahead of the game. Like my lawyer was like, who read that contract for you? And I was like, Rich, my drummer. He was like, yo, keep him. He said, keep him around. because it'll save you a lot of money where you don't have to keep paying a lawyer.
To look over
This guy got it. He got it.
Right.
And he's like, he keep him around because so since then he's been like my business partner, manager, my mentor, whatever. Because I don't have too many. I'm the big homie, so I don't have too many big, people that I call my big homie.
Right.
But the two that I had gave me a nice amount of knowledge. Whereas, and then me and him, we just sharpen each other's blade when it comes to knowing what's going on. Like I'll hit him up and he'll try to school me, and he'll, vice versa.
Right.
So we up on what we gotta be up on. He can go back to his manager. I can go back to Rich. And somehow we meet in the middle, like, okay, this is the best way to go. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my big bro, Chief Kamachi.
Yeah, that's my homie. We go way back.
Well, I'm gonna play some music. We've been talking.
Well,
Yeah, so I'm gonna play some music, and then we're gonna come back. Hard Body Radio in the spotlight. Your girl Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi.
Boom.
And yeah, I'm having I'm learning.
Oh, me too.
I'm always learning something new, and that's what you're supposed to do in life. Always learn something.
Why you play some music? I need a cigarette.
All right, so you can smoke in here.
Why you told me that before?
Didn't ask.
Oh, shit.
Ashtray's right there on the fireplace.
Yo, you wanna talk about this, but you gon' go like that? Oh no, yo, no. Yo, I heard you try to this, man, you try to rap. Oh no, yo, no. Homie, I just said, you should chill like. Oh no, yo, no. And no, I'm not here, and I keep it real, right? Oh no, yo, so now doing the damn thing, you stuck in the same lane. Causing collisions without the vision and lane change, remaining the same game. Stricken for campaign, devising the plan for division when fame came. See, I'm a maintain, I'm hotter than propane. Lie like an ego, give me my damn ring. You want it for campaign, savvy like gangbang. Cocky like Rocky, the underdog in campaigns. Different like yin-yang, twins with no names. I'm the only child, we ain't brothers like Rain Lane. Now pass me that thing. Come off the back, I go ring. Pop them in the top and get the rain, the ding. Ragging and posting, lagging and most things. Internet thugs be tagging and posting. We lagging and roasting, the breaks are coasting. Cause I'm the type of rhymer headlining and hosting. You wanna talk about this, but you gon' go like that? Oh no, yo, no. Yo, I heard you try to kiss, man, you try to rap. Oh no, yo, no. Homie, I just said, you should chill like. Oh no, yo, no.
That's why I played it.
I'm not here and I keep it real, right? Oh no, yo, no. Yo, you lost your mind, you crossed the line. You should quit right now. Of course, resign. You should walk, but I'm too nice. I'm a gentleman. Still make you pay for what you say like a settlement. I'm Will Smith, right? Homie, I'm intelligent. Words I put together like how together were relevant.
I used to tell people all the time, like, back in the day, like, you need business cards, you need flyers with your information on it. You know, you need the best.
It's too scary. I get paid for this mouth, effort too very. I keep losing my friends, Matthew Perry. So I'm a milking for what it's worth, like you, Gary. I get this money, I'm so hungry, I can eat a bear. I'm from the city, but I don't like to breathe the air. You might catch me in the country if I'm beating there. Your body can carry underwood and leave it there. You wanna talk about this, but you gon' go like that? Oh no, yo, no. Yo, I heard you try to this, man, you try to rap. Oh no, yo, no. Homie, I'm just saying, you should chill like. Oh no, yo, no. And no, I'm not here, and I keep it real, right? Oh no, yo, no. Demolish a city when I'm closing up the windpipe. Use it as an instrument, my band giving insight. This me, I'm passing this, I'm fabulous. Don't walk across the earth carrying tools, don't tackle this with mathematics. Go against the apparatus, so born savage, you're average. I start the petty while I ravage with one step. I won't demolish your tempo. Could it be so simple? Downloading the info. Matrix, I'm Leo, Jedi with a Leo. Ground Zero, Heroes, Shapiro, the Black Zero, Militia. I bring forth the apocalypse, to tear up your esophagus, the Gold Sea metropolis. The son of Jarrell is Kal-El. Get a bombshell, all hell will birth in Israel. Until we hear the Hydra, boiling the lake of fire. Leviathan, my skin, my veins is barbed wires. You wanna talk about this, but you gon' go like that? Oh no, yo.
that.
Thank you.
I had to play that because that's your new single that just dropped.
Yep.
So I had to play that.
Thank you so much.
And who was on that with you?
Gallo Loch Ness, who is the producer and also a feature artist, and Judah Priest.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I have a lot of like things that make me like an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, words, the way they flow, if they can flow. I've known artists that you can give them any beat and they can flow on it, and it's awesome to hear.
Right.
And also, I love Judah's voice.
Oh yeah, he got that.
That like the first time I heard it, I was like, yo, I love that. I love that.
He's the boogeyman.
That roughness, like.
Well, I gotta be the boogeyman.
He said, "Why I gotta be the boogeyman?"
Sure.
But and also, like I said, and also like stage presence.
Right.
Like this is, I tell this story all the time. I tell the story all the time. I was at an event and I had somebody come up. Well, the guy that was hosting, his name is Ogun. Ogun was hosting and he shouted me out. Yo, the boy on the paparazzi blah. I was like, man, why the fuck you do that? I just want to take my pictures and just, I stand at the front of the stage and I take pictures and that's what I do. So I had this guy come up to me. He was manager of somebody who was performing that night. Oh, you better get your camera ready because my artists get on stage. He's like, all this extra shit. He really gonna show you something. I was like, oh, okay. My camera's always ready because that's what I do. But okay. His artist literally gets on stage, closes his eyes, and just stands there, just rocks back and forth, spitting.
You get one shot of that, you done. You don't have to do
I was like, I'm standing there waiting for him to do something spectacular because you just,
you done piped him up.
Yeah, you done hyped him up.
But see, that's the part of shows that I hate, yo. Like when people tell me, I have people similar, saying coming to me saying like, yeah, when we get on stage, we gonna murder this shit. Like, yo, I don't need you to sell me.
Right.
Just to be like, yo, you know what? Like, yo, we rocking tonight. You know what I mean? Yo, if you get a moment, yo, check this out. Just let me know what you think. Right. You know what I'm saying? I respect that, but like, yo, we about to tear this shit down. And then there's 50 motherfuckers on the stage and shit with a thought, like, matter of fact, with like 4 mics and everybody sharing the mic and don't nobody know the words.
And everybody got the microphone to their mouth.
I literally,
don't have the word to their mouth.
I have a lot of pet peeves. One of my pet peeves is you got 1 or 2 artists, 1 or 2 people. You got the artist who's actually performing. He might have somebody who's hyping him or whatever. That's cool. But then he got 20 motherfuckers behind him. Now, mind you, I have adult ADD. I've done classified myself with adult ADD. I'm taking pictures. Taking pictures. This motherfucker over here just caught my attention.
Right.
He's drunk as hell. He's rapping words that are not with the song, and he's trying to. I'm basically waiting for this motherfucker to fall off the stage. Right. So now I'm not paying attention to this artist as I should be.
It's a distraction.
And I don't understand. Like I tell people, I don't understand why. I had artists tell me, well, it's to hype the crowd. Put them motherfuckers in the crowd.
See, that's the part.
You got your audience on stage.
That's real. I drive on for audience, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, even if it's packed, man, I want it more packed. All I need is my DJ, you know what I'm saying, and Supreem on stage, or somebody from my team on stage with me. I don't need everybody who came with me on stage. Like I'm cool with that. One, I need room. I like to walk around the stage. I need room to move. You know what I mean?
And that's what a lot of them don't like. Like I said, I've been in this game. I pay attention. I listen to artists. I listen to promoters. I even had my own showcase that I threw called what? In the Spotlight. I had my own mixtape series called In the Spotlight. Right. See the brand right there? Yes. So I pay attention. So I watch artists walk back. They work in this side of the crowd. They work in the middle. They work in this side. They work in the whole crowd. I was at an event, and it was at a strip club. Well, it used to be a strip club. It's not a strip club anymore.
The bar? He did that?
Oh, the new spot. Everybody talking about this spot.
Austin's Lounge.
I gotta see this place, man.
The only thing that's missing is the poles.
Right.
Anyway, they still strippers.
They still got the poles, though.
No, they took the poles down. So in the middle, the bar is like a U, you know, a U.
Yeah,
and the stage is in the middle.
Right. In
Well,
the middle
I
of
was
the bar.
sitting my fat ass down up in the VIP section because I was only there because my man Comp was there.
Okay.
And
Oh, shout out to Comp. Yo, that's my boy right there.
so I'm taking pictures. Well, these guys got on stage, and because their peoples was on the other side, I started taking pictures of the back of their heads, the back and their backs. Like, I'm a smart ass for that shit. I do that shit. If somebody tall stands in front of me when I'm at a show, I will take a picture of the back of their damn head.
Right.
Sorry, shout out to Miko, North Star, who
Hey,
changed the building.
Shout out
You know what I
everybody.
mean?
But, you know, they weren't working this side of the stage because their people was on that side of the stage.
So they like the heck with y'all.
Right. They didn't care about the people that were on this side.
Right.
So you had to be aware of your surroundings.
Yo, what she doing? Wait, I'm sorry.
What? What?
Here's the thing, yo. Let me tell you, this is where artists, like, you gotta understand the business and the gimmicks, the shit that people do. All right? Don't think just because, you know what I mean, you a hot artist, shit, everybody in the crowd know your songs like that. They rocking with you. But, yo, most people who really be saying the songs in the crowd are the ones who be on stage, you know what I mean, that they put in the crowd to make it look better for the camera. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah.
it's gimmicks, man. Like, but that's
Smoke and mirrors.
Trust me.
Put on a good show.
Like, I can't be fake and I can't be phony. So we were at Frozen. We have a festival in February called Frozen Harbor. 2 days, 160 acts plus 10 different stages over those 2 days.
right.
This year we had Dragon.
Shout out to Drag, big homie.
Oh, I got to meet him. I got a picture with him too. I felt special. And Saigon, and I've seen Saigon a couple other
Shout out to
times.
Saigon.
Saigon was actually shooting a music video that night,
Right.
and he wanted everybody to. I can't do that. I can't. I really should have just walked away from the stage. And if I walked away from the stage, I probably couldn't get back to my spot.
Right.
But it's hard. Like, you don't know the music. Like you said, you know, cool. Put your people, because that's what we did at the Wale show. Team Cremate, who I played earlier, they opened up for Wale at Ram's Head. So me and a few other people that were there to see them, we know their music.
Right.
So, like, we were like going off, like rapping the music right along, and people are just turning around and looking at us all crazy. I'm sorry, I'm hyped. I'm having fun. I'm taking pictures and I'm rapping right along. But people would see, like, oh, well, maybe I should listen to that. That's my thought process.
Right, but that's not that.
It's infectious.
That's the trick. That's the gimmick. You know what I mean? You can't just take what you're doing on stage or what you're saying on the song and think people is going to, like, people's going to pull in.
Right.
But yo, if you got people in the crowd, like, this is really a part of your team, don't have them on stage, have them in the crowd.
Right.
Because that's now they're getting hit from a lot of angles. They're getting hit from the crowd, they're getting hit from the stage, and now you're going to hit from the merchandise that's in the back.
If they got merchandise in the back. And that's another thing that a lot of people are not.
I'm sorry, I just don't bring merchandise because I actually sold out. I got new orders coming in. But you can go to judahpriest.com for all product it needs. Okay. Shameless plug.
Plug away. That's why you're here. You're supposed to be plugging everything.
Well,
Music.
My phone, my battery died. I plugged in the wall. I'm joking.
He's crazy. We're serious. We're on the radio. We have to be serious.
No. This is Hard Body Radio. Like,
yo, matter of fact, I don't even.
Tighten up, Holmes.
Yo, talk about how we on, like, the name of the show is Hard Body Radio. And I'm saying we're talking sauce.
Funny time.
Hold on, I gotta get in character.
But we gotta be like, we got this all the time, though. It's like,
wait, I'm trying to get in character.
see, hard body, though.
And yeah, I don't got no products. I ain't feel like bringing it. You know what I mean? If y'all want it, man, go to www.judahpriest.com. Hard Body Radio, you already know.
We got merchandise out. We got pistols. We got baseball bats.
Wait, I got warrants. I ain't got no pistols. You know what I mean?
I had a lady.
Hard bodyguard.
I had a lady. This, and like she didn't find it funny, but I always think it's funny. I had a lady. I was at a graduation. An older lady. She graduated from college, and she had a party. She hired me to come take pictures and video of this party. So I was taking pictures and everything. This woman, I don't know how old she was. She looked like she might have been in by the 80s, around that way. She was like, don't take no pictures of me because they're going to put them on Facebook and I don't want to be on Facebook. I said, I understand because I got warrants. She said, what? I was like, I'm joking. I'm kidding. Because I say that, that's my go-to. Like, I said, don't take my picture because I got warrants.
I got warrants.
If I say that, I already did it.
I thought you cleared all that up.
I thought I did too. As soon as I cleared those up, the new ones surfaced.
Careful out of state. Speaking of out of state.
Matter of fact.
He's not really here.
Nah,
he's a hologram.
Hologram illusion.
Right. He's actually home.
Black Lightning.
But you know when people be on the run and shit like that, you always get themselves some different names. That's
aliens.
Yeah, man. My name is Mustafa.
Yeah, that's
Mufasa.
That's everybody's.
Did you just say Mufasa?
Yeah, Mustafa Mufasa Shakur. You know what I'm saying?
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Cool Matata, nigga.
I'm done with
We gangsta over at Pride Rock.
Uh-oh.
What the fuck Simba at? Simba, get Nala ass over here, go honey.
See, I'm done. He's gone.
He gave him a little
Reel him
bit.
back.
Gave him a little bit of rum.
I'm just saying though, we hard over here, boy.
Yeah, give him a motherfucker rum. Want to be a cowboy?
You know what I mean?
What I did, we're gonna rope. I'm roping you back in.
What ain't no roping me back?
Bring him down. Bring him down. Give him you got to rub him back in his head or something because he got to come down.
Yo, this whole body ready on. You know what I mean? His whole body meets God body. God. Whole body meets God body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, son? Wait. I forgot. You know what I'm saying, son?
Oh yes, gotta clap your hands.
I don't play no games. Stop playing with me. His whole body radio in here. God body, you already know. Cool Matata, real talk. Real talk.
What I wanted to ask you all, because it was...
She can't even get it out, yo.
it
I had to look at you and everything. Jesus Christ.
I love this interview. This is like right up there. This is like one of my favorite interviews. I swear for God.
I'm just saying though.
I'm saying
though. Baltimore paparazzi, get your thoughts together because we gotta be spitting this major shit right now. You know what I mean? And I'm clapping my hands real hard because I can't stop. Okay? All right, I just like to sing them. I don't mean
indeed
everybody.
you do.
All right.
At least they ain't ringing
Round of
back
applause.
But what I wanted to ask, because we were talking about music evolving and whatnot.
Right.
What I found funny was when people were talking about the new music and how music has to evolve and hip hop has to evolve. But these were the same people who were mad at Jay-Z for his 444 album because it wasn't like the blueprint, because it was what he was going. He was given that business knowledge and whatnot, and just like and because I listened to that, I didn't listen to Eminem's. I wanted to, but I didn't.
At all. You didn't mention that.
He was I could understand what he was doing as far as going outside of what the norm of what he was used to doing. I understand that, but people were mad at him and Jay-Z for changing when they were just having an argument about the new music changing.
One thing I like about Eminem, let me say that real quick. I'm sorry. I think Eminem is at a point where
next time push your button.
Right, I'm sorry, hard on. I got the hard.
Do this when it's louder.
I got the hard on.
Why does it sound like a hard on?
It was like,
You talking about this a hard on, then get close to the mic.
I'm just saying, but it was like,
I'm moving.
But Eminem's album was, like I said, only person he got to compete with now is himself.
Right.
So to compete with himself, he got to go inside. He's out rapping rap. And some of that stuff, like you talk about mumble rapping, when you try to out rap yourself, because you one of the greatest rappers of all time, it's like now you like skip it, like his phrases. I say one.
The greatest.
He bad boy. Yeah, I ain't taking nothing from him. But like Rap God, I think that was it. That's the last thing that I could comprehend from Eminem.
Rap God was.
Because after that, it was like the Rap God trying to defeat the Rap God. So now you are rap too.
Basically, what
super rapper.
What
Lord,
you're saying is kind of like he was at his plateau.
Yeah, and now you're trying to out plateau the plateau, and that's what I didn't like about it. And the 444, I liked it because it was a grown man album. Like you had to be grown. It's good. You had to be grown.
I
in the climate of a race, how to be wealthy. It was take the money phone out your ear, put it in the bank, invest in something. Like I said, all these dudes that got all this money, they probably put a black top on a basketball court, or a net in a basketball court.
I'm weird.
Well, yeah, you can just stop right there with that. I'm weird.
I'm not really a Jay-Z fan.
Right.
Like that.
I'm really not either.
I don't hate on his music.
Me either.
I just got this thing. Like the people that's on top. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I fight. I believe underground up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow, that's crazy because like I don't listen to the radio. I really don't listen to the radio. I have a lot of I like the underground artists, and that's who I support because you know why? Because those people that are on top, they got money.
Could I ask you? Could I do part of the interview? Could I ask you a question?
Okay.
Do anybody really listen to the radio now? I mean, everything is on phones. So why do we still call it listening to the radio?
Because people do.
Station. This is a radio show, but when you listen to music, it's on your phone.
I mean, but they're gonna listen to this on the phone too.
I'm going to be.
But you know that terrestrial radio, they thought satellite radio was gonna knock that out, and it's still strong.
Well, here in Baltimore, we have one hip hop station, 92Q.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the only hip hop station because they kept kicking everybody out. But anyway.
And they play the same thing. Power 99 in Philadelphia plays.
They play the same 10 songs.
Hot 97 plays.
They play the same 10 songs.
I don't know why we ain't figured that one out yet.
I actually worked for 92Q last summer. I covered Summer Jam. Got to take pictures of Fab.
Shout out to Fab.
Want some more water?
But I don't. And I've told Squirrel Wide, he's a DJ there. And he does a lot in the community, and he does support the local underground scene. And every time he sees me, I'll be like, "What's up, Squirrel?" I'll be like, "Lisa, I'm trying to get more local artists on the radio." And I'm like, I was just speaking because he knew from previous. Because I would be just like, "Look, y'all need to have more than just your little segment and the same couple of guys from here." That are played in your little segment. I'm not saying. There's a lot of other.
That's for sale too. That radio time.
Exactly.
You know what's crazy? Like one of my favorite groups. One of my favorite groups is actually from Baltimore though.
Who's that?
Dirt Platoon.
Those are my loves. Those are my loves.
It's always. Shout out to Break Frost. You know what I'm saying? He used to work with Dirt. And all that, but I got familiar with them on the internet, and then we rocked the show together with Tragedy Gaddafi. You know what I mean? Like, I just love the grittiness. You know what I mean? The thing about it is, everybody comes from that gritty. I don't like the
pretty on the gritty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the change. It's like I'm not saying people sold out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just sometimes forget that people tend to, even though music has evolved. You still have to evolve, but you still have to be yourself at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And a lot of people forget themselves.
And I've had other artists sit here and I've told them, I like music that I can relate to.
Right.
Like I said, I love Kevin Gates. I went to Michigan to go see Kevin Gates in concert.
Right. Judah Priest will be in Colorado soon.
He didn't kick you in the chest, did he?
No. No. But I can't relate to everything that he raps about, but I can relate to a lot of things. When there's an artist and they're pouring their heart and soul out in their music, whether it be relationship wise, whether it be about the streets, whether it be about anything, but you're pouring your heart and your soul. Right. You're putting your life out there for us to listen to.
Right.
I can feel that. It's when you try to do what's popular. And you try to change what you are, and you're not being true to yourself. Whether artists realize it or not, your fans know that you're not being true to yourself.
Like when the newest song come out and everybody gotta remake that same song.
But you know what killed that though?
I hate that.
Radio and labels side by side are the blame for that.
Yes.
Because to get on the radio is a certain 5 or 10 artists, whatever. The same. people that's getting played all over the country
Right.
because they label bought the time and the money. They got the radio budget.
Right.
So you telling the average Baltimore, Philadelphia kid to get on this radio and to get this record deal,
You gotta this.
sound like this.
Right.
So there's a lot of people like, okay, this is the compromise. I'm gonna get real after I get my deal.
Yeah.
But then you can get lost in the sauce.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the misconception, and that's what I liked about. That's what I liked. Well, you know, I'm an MC. I'm a poet. I'm a poet and didn't even know it. But
Right.
see, what happened was what happened. The MCs in the '90s and the '80s, everybody really strived to be different. Like De La
Right.
Soul was not Luke. Luke was not Das Effects. Das Effects was not so and so.
Right.
And these people all got money. These people all went on tours together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the funny thing about it is, as a fan, I knew this week I had to get the Rakim album, as well as the Big Daddy Kane album, as well as the Slick Rick album. Because really, I'm not buying the same album. I'm buying 4 different artists that I
Right.
love. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to get them in my car and open them up one at a time and put them in the deck or whatever. Nowadays, it's the one trap beat. That's the beat that get everybody bobbing.
Right.
So now you can put whatever form of that style on any one of these 4 beats that's going to sound alike. You know, the Migos own one main beat,
Right.
and Drake own the other main beat. Then you got a few other stragglers, that's the Tekashis, and the other ones that's coming up on the same beat. Nicki Minaj. But anyway, the radio telling you to be on this show or it getting played like this, you're gonna have to be able to get on this beat, and you're gonna have to rap like that. And like no more difference. I don't want to hear a left. I don't want to hear dead presidents and a Public Enemy and you know what I mean, 4 different totally different artists that's all dope. I don't want to hear that no more. I want this the guy that's getting signed. And not only is he getting signed, like Kendrick trying to change the game a little bit, and it gave everybody a lot of hope.
Right.
But cool. I'm just saying, but it's 2 dudes. You mean out of all the hip hop, the only out of all this underground we have, out of all this local talent we have in each city, the precedent is J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. And hats off to them guys. But I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of J. Cole's. There's a lot of Kendrick Lamar.
I've been a J. Cole fan for a while.
There's a lot of kids out. There's a lot of kids out here. There's a lot of kids out here that's spitting from the heart and different than the norm. These are the only 2 that got the shot to stand beside the Migos.
No, that's not technically true.
Who else is on the radio that sound like them? That come from the heart. Besides Kendrick and J. Cole.
What happened to Wale? Perform.
Hey, what happened to Wale?
Perform.
They dropped him.
I met.
You see what I'm saying?
I was in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans last year, and I got to meet David Banner.
Another one. Prolific.
I love David Banner.
Good talker, good speaker. Good
I've got a
rapper.
picture of me and David Banner. It's on my IG.
I opened up when he was ratchet.
And he stood there, and it was doing a meet and greet at it's a record store, and it's literally a record store. There's records, vinyl, called Peaches. And every time the 2 times that we've gone down to New Orleans, we've gone there. The first time I met Mia X. Didn't even know it was her. She was just utterly beautiful.
Right.
The artist that I was with, because he paid for me to come down and everything to take pictures and video and whatnot.
That's awesome.
And he was like, "You don't even know who that is?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "That's Mia X." I said, "Get the fuck out of here."
Right.
So I got I went to her and was like, he was like, "No, if he can take a picture with you." She was like, "Sure." I turned around and Dancing Dan and Nick Paddywhack from We Live, baby. Yeah, they were there. I got pictures with them. Like I said, the second time, David Banner. So he's standing in the meet and greet and signing, you buy an album, you sign it and everything, but, whatever. He stops. The lady in front of me was getting ready to talk to him. He stops because Raheem Devon walks in. And they proceed to tell us about how being blackballed because they didn't want to conform. They wanted to do the music they want to do.
Right.
So they basically got blackballed by the industry. Godbox, I actually had the Godbox on my phone, but I bought a hard copy that he signed. I love the Godbox. I've had people ask me, because I'm white, what do you think about the Godbox? I'm like, I think it's an awesome piece of work.
Yeah, that's like asking Like, what you think about Roots?
Right.
Like, how can I just enjoy it?
Well, you know, I like artists that don't conform.
Right.
I understand that people want to make their money, but at the same time, what people don't understand is, okay, like the music that's being played on the radio. Well, that's what the everybody wants to hear. I said, but who said that?
Everybody.
Who said that that's the music everybody wants to hear?
This census. But you know what the funny thing
The music
about radio?
industry said this is what you all want to
You
hear.
asked me.
The media, the music industry, or the radio personality, like you say, you got your guy on the inside. We had a guy on the inside of the station, cool dude, want to give everybody a chance, but he got to do what he got to do to keep his job.
Right.
But he was like, believe it or not, it ain't always us or the pro. He said, I'm going to answer the first 20 calls and watch what they ask for.
Right.
And it was like, can we hear Chris Brown? 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 Ooh, I want to hear Chris Brown. Ooh, so he said, so what we got to play?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. He said, mind you, there's only 20 people that can get through the phone. They dictate what the radio play too. True. And it's like they got, but because they don't, the funny, but you got to realize they don't speak for everybody else that got to listen to this station and hear Chris Brown once every hour on the hour.
And as Judah said though, now everybody streams music. Like I don't, like I said, I don't listen. I listen to the radio when they play, like at 12 o'clock and like 5 o'clock. They play, like Baltimore plays. They'll play the club music.
The Baltimore house music. This is the good show DJs.
K Swift. We lost K Swift 10 years ago, and she was the club queen. So when the day that she on her birthday, they played club music, and then what was it the day that she passed away, and the day in her birthday, which was in that like in a week's time.
Right.
So I was listening to the radio because they were playing club music.
I
wanted to hear that. So I listened when they were playing old school hip hop music. I listened then. When they, but most of the time I'm listening to 95.9. You want to come and speak?
Yeah, you're not going to beat me up or anything like that.
This is 3D. He's my quote unquote boss, but I run shit.
Yeah,
this is Judah, and that's Supreeme. I run shit. No matter what they say.
I got no problem. The woman run the world anyway, so I'm just here to help her spin a little bit. You know what I mean?
There you go. Keep the ball rolling.
Are you still here? You get ready to leave?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to rest. I just wanted to come in and say hello to you.
Okay.
Like that. Make sure you was good. Make sure your head up was still, you know what I mean?
Boom.
Dead Tequila, thank you very much. I hate you, yo. But yeah, he's the one. He's supposed to be my boss.
Y'all literally just had a crackhead pick up some crack and snort it. Right on the tree.
You never know what you're gonna see out this window.
Wow.
It's the corner.
You never know.
Remember the show The Corner?
The corner.
It's right at the corner.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
The
remember
Corner.
that show.
The Wire. Homicide was filmed down
The Wire was
Fells Point. But yeah. You never know what you're gonna see out this window.
But yeah, radio.
was doing it
And the funny thing, that's what the labels.
Right.
The labels are confused about how the music. They got to look at how the Tekashis is moving and how these newer artists are moving
because they can make money.
Yeah,
they can make money off of
money.
them.
So they got to figure out how to get them under the umbrella. Because the only thing the label got to offer is, of course, money and radio.
Right.
Now, wait to these kids now. They don't need radio. They don't even care to go on terrestrial radio. It's no big deal for any of these newer artists that are successful now to be on the Breakfast Club. And the Breakfast Club is probably one of the biggest platforms on radio right now. Like
oversaturated now, though.
Right. So it's like we don't need to be there. We don't even need a Breakfast Club. I can talk to my fans right now.
And that's what.
And be like, yo, I got a new single out. Go get that thing right now. Stream it now. Spotify, boo boo, blah blah. And they getting all these streams and spreads. You know what I mean? Like we older artists, we need that.
And that's what I was saying,
that type of connection too, you know.
I was saying when I first came in the scene, everybody you had like in order to get your notoriety, to people know who you were, you had to do shows, you had to perform. You had to do this. But now I call them, they just YouTube. They get on YouTube, and that's how they get their notoriety. So, like I said, I was at Summer Jam last year.
They can touch all their fans at once.
I did a show on Periscope.
No, I did.
I remember Periscope.
Remember that platform?
Yes, I remember that too. But,
it's in the MySpace funeral home now.
But there's a group here in Baltimore that everybody was like, yeah, they got played on the radio. Everybody was loving them. Everybody was this and they ended up getting some kind of a deal, and they actually had to change a lyric in their hook because once they signed that deal, you got to change that lyric in that hook. So they had to
tell you that.
So they get up on stage. I have a thing about rapping over lyrics. They weren't even rapping in the microphones was down here and they jumping around partying. Where is this perform? Like you're not even performing. Like you're not rapping. You're
lip singing.
You're not even, and they're not even doing that because they were just jumping around.
You're not even Vanillian right.
Like it went from where you had to be performing, like you had to get out on that stage and you had to perform and you had to perfect your performance to where it's not even a requirement. I use air quotes, y'all. A requirement.
But the funny thing about it, and that's the fan base too,
right?
Because they can still tour, and they do tour. They tour the country.
Tekashi can.
But he can. He's gonna test gangster tour. But the average new jack,
he just gonna show up in your neighborhood at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, say he's there at 10 o'clock. Anyway, I'm sorry.
The groups now,
right?
The music business has not changed. Put a record out, tour, sell merchandise, product, get popular, work on the next project.
Right.
It's the same format. But the thing about it is now when they touring and they doing that aerobic instructor thing where they got the mic down and they still, the fans think that's the littest thing they seen.
Right.
So when you got kids that haven't had a real steak dinner,
just drop bombs.
Like that's a bomb. That sounds like a tick bomb. But when me and him we go on the tour, we're gonna get a show. We're gonna give him a show, and we're gonna give and see if you appreciate what we gonna do on this stage, what we do. Period. You're gonna look at that show of the aerobic instructor and be like, that ain't no show. I seen these two cats kill it. Like if you've seen the Red Man and Method Man show, you should never want to go to anybody's average show anyway.
We had Red Man at Frozen Harbor not this past February. Was it the one before?
Last year.
And I'm always amazed because I'm like, because you know why I'm amazed? Because I can't do that. I don't like being on a microphone. Like when I used to have to host my own shows, I hated it. And I knew most of these people but I get like stage fright.
Behind the scenes.
You see, you know I'm not on camera.
Right, I see.
So it's not about me, it's about y'all.
Right.
I'm amazed that you can rhyme words and put them together and you can count to 16 because I know a lot of rappers that can't count 16 bars.
He can't.
Bullshit.
I mean, you know.
I just know what
when you in the area, but he be like,
see, I can't.
Make sure
that shit ain't true because.
But everybody can't do it.
The 16 bar, 16 bar changes depending on the BPMs of a beat.
Yes.
It still drops on the one.
No. It's Smooth been producing on the Truth like the last 3 months.
But he still got a one in there somewhere and shit.
but because
you can't have a 2 without a 1.
Because
I'm
amazed at things that I can't do. You know, people look at my pictures and they be like, "Oh my God, Lisa, that picture was so dope," and I be looking at it going, "No, that shit look awful. It don't even look right." Because I'm my own critic.
Right.
Whereas somebody else is amazed that I've taken this picture of this artist on stage and you see the sweat coming down, you see that vein in the neck popping out. I love those pictures.
Yeah,
that shows me the passion that you all have for what you're doing. You love what you're doing.
I learned from Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss is awesome.
He's a dynamite rapper.
But I've seen Redman on stage.
Right.
And I'm just like, he brought DJ Cool on stage too. I didn't even realize it was DJ Cool until I heard the music. I was like, holy shit! He been standing on stage the whole damn time.
And that's another one, man. He kills it. Like I love go-go. I mean, and them go-go.
You do.
And them go-go artists bring it.
Yeah, my husband.
They bring it.
He was from Southeast DC. He passed away 13 years ago.
Oh.
And he was like, I'm going to take you to the go-go. And then he stopped. He was like, no, I'm not. I was like, why not? He was like,
Might not leave.
no. He said, because I'll be fighting. I was like, yo, why? But I'm a lover of music.
Right.
So I'm in my car and I'm listening to 95.9, which is old school R&B, maybe a little bit of new school. And there'll be a song on, I don't like it, I'll change the channel, it'll be 98 Rock, which is the rock station, or it might be the classic rock station.
Right.
I switch, I just go through, and sometimes I even stop on the Latin music, because I love that too. So I'm a lover of music. So when I hear, like, talk about the beats that these kids have. That's why I say I hear beats, I'll be like, oh, this beat hard as shit. Da, 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 da. And then they'll start rapping, I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
And
Like, just give me the instrumental.
The same beat will be for the next dude.
I was going to a shameless plug. I forgot to.
Go ahead.
Judas Priest, Supreem and Rezarekta last year, the first tour. August 31st started in Atlantic City, New Jersey, followed by September 1st. Tuckerton, New Jersey, and we went all the way to New Mexico, Nebraska, California, Texas, Colorado, Utah. Shout out to Brooks Cross, Shawana, everybody from G2 Management and 144. Okay. Boom.
That was a lot.
That was a big PSA.
That was.
Yeah. I mean, I had to get in there when I could.
I know, it's good shit, man. I appreciate it.
New Judas Priest album coming.
I'm telling you.
When's it coming?
Rise of the Empire.
It's got all this stuff coming in fall. Soon. I got an album, The Concoction, coming up at the top of the year. Got another single.
824 AD.
Got another single coming up after the Oh No Gun that's going to kick off the album.
824 AD.
We're going to tour with these singles.
And, and that's another thing, like, that has changed in the music industry.
Single-driven market.
Singles are
Single-driven market. You can have a career with a single. It's the new, what was that, ringtone shit? When ringtones took over the world.
I used to be the ringtone lady on Poplar Grove.
Yeah, man. God,
man.
I'm glad that changed. I'm glad that changed.
40 is the new 20, Orange is the new black.
And ringtone and singles are the new ringtone.
EPs are the new albums.
Singles is the new EP.
Right.
And EPs are the new albums.
And that's like the shows we're gonna give is gonna be highly energized and performing wise. It's gonna be a good time. Like you've seen this show before. So when we like you said, when you seen Redman give a great show. Method Man by himself give a great show. Or Method Man with Wu-Tang give a great show. Redman with Def Squad give a great show. But when Method Man and Redman get it together,
right.
That's one of the only show I ever seen better than them two together, besides me and him, is Public Enemy.
Okay.
And Big Daddy Kane.
They should do it too.
Big Daddy Kane and Public Enemy. Like I'm talking about all around.
Right.
I've seen some great shows. I've seen some like George Clinton give a great show. James Brown. But I'm telling you, Redman and Method Man is in the top.
They give you the show and then like they say, all right, good night. But like, wait a minute, hold up, that's it?
Give me some more. And then already was an hour.
That's how I was with Kevin Gates. He only had an hour, and I was like, really? That was an hour? If I was back home and I was at a show, an hour would be like, oh my God, it's only 20 minutes.
And I ain't seen too many of these new dudes. First of all, I don't know they have an hour worth of performance. Mm-hmm. See them for 30 minutes is pretty good.
Right.
If you really lit, as they say. They lit.
I can't stand that.
I like, that's what I'm saying.
You don't like the words?
That's their word.
You know what? I got a word that I absolutely hate.
What's that?
Hold on, I gotta put my hard body voice back. Yo, like you don't like the word lit. I hate the fucking retarded ass word.
Turn up.
Zaddy. What the fuck? Yo, somebody called me Zaddy before. I'm like, yo, don't fucking call me that. You sound like daddy. Yeah, but
it means like, daddy, but they put the Z on it. I don't know where it came
sounds dumb.
I don't know where it came from.
Anybody gave me that one?
Yeah. Shoot me in my inbox. Hey, Zed, what the fuck?
I got the OG.
That ain't my name.
I got OG. I've been getting OG for a long time. But
well, nigga, you're
now I accept it.
I was at Tech Nine is one of my favorites.
The best. Oh, he's 2. Redman and Method Man 1. Tech Nine is 2. Republican is 3.
I got to see Tech for the first time. He was at Baltimore Soundstage last year, and he did 4.
Areola.
Oh yeah, he's not allowed to even perform that anymore. He got sued or something. Anyway, he did 4 Areola. It's a song. It's a song.
Oh,
and then
all the girls.
Well, one of them was a 14-year-old girl who was at the show. She lifted it up, and somebody see the video. Parents, blah 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 blah. But he did like 4 wardrobe changes.
I was just telling him about this.
And he was on stage for over 2 hours.
Is that the one where he did with the monitors?
Yep.
With the actual monitors, and he come out as the devil and the angel.
Yep. He came out on stage, black mask, dressed in black, and he had the white and the red.
White and red, yeah.
And when he went and he changed, the white one went away. On the video screen, he came out dressed in white.
Yeah, you talking about that today.
I'll tell you about that.
And he gave. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it now.
That's probably one.
He did the wardrobe. He did the wardrobe changes. For over 2 hours, and did not want to get off stage. He wanted to do more, but they was like, "No, you gotta go." And then after the show, Chris Calico came out. He was out in the crowd. Seth's crew was out in the crowd. Like, I was looking for Stevie Stone because I was talking about your voice. Stevie Stone's voice is like that.
Man.
And that's what, the first time I heard him rap, I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. I gotta listen to him for a minute.
He got a little gospel with his politics. I'll be like, dang.
Him and JL.
D-Flicks? No, that's how Stevie Stone rap,
him and JL have an album out called Contraband, and I listen to it at least once a day.
That's on high world.
Yeah.
Stevie Stone the boy. You know this is how you know you're famous, right? When you're standing backstage with Whitney Payton, who you think is already famous little pink head, hottest little thing on stage,
right.
And then Stevie Stone come to you and say, "Yo, dog, did you fight Stitches yet?" I was like, he was like, "Please tell me that you fought. I didn't miss the fight." I was like, this Stevie Stone asking me about me and Stitches. I'm somebody.
Well, you should have answered that. I didn't fight up with my glasses on.
My glasses broke.
So, what was it like? What was it like the first time that you had somebody come up to you and just go straight like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that."
I'm weird.
He don't like this.
It's not even.
He ain't used to it. I don't know.
It's not even that. It's the thing. Yeah, I'm weird.
Yeah.
A little bit retarded. Because, like, to me, like, if we literally just had this conversation, like, when people come up like, "Hey, yo, man, oh, God, I love you. I'm a fan." And I'll be sitting
you
like,
just don't know how to take it? Or?
It's not even that. I'm just like,
humble. I don't know. He just get humble. Like, when I was on tour, I was with Whitney Payton, and I would be in New Mexico, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm part 144. Me and my brother Judah Priest, Wu-Tang affiliate. We got 144." And they'd be like, "No, hold on. Did you just say Judah Priest? Judah fucking Priest from Wu-Tang? Yeah, that's my brother. Get the fuck out. Yo, I have all his records. Yo, this guy, he's the most." And I'd be like, "You talking about my brother?" And I say, "Yo, man, I'll call him."
What's your astrological sign?
I'm retarded.
He like a half Virgo, half.
I'm half Leo, half Virgo.
Half what?
He on
Half
the
Leo,
cusp.
I'm on the cusp.
Like, he could be a Virgo, depending on what year it is. He could be a Leo.
Depending on.
I told him come on over to us, even though you're fake Leo, because he's August Leo.
I was born August 24th.
Yeah, you're a Virgo.
The reason why I ask is because the same
You wouldn't
way
talk at all.
we have a lot. Like, I'm listening to you talk, and there's like a lot of like.
You talking to your brother.
Like, I'm talking to my twin almost in some aspects. Like, because I'm the same way. I have people coming to me like, "Oh my God, da-da-da-da." I'm like, I'm just Lisa. Like, it's cool. "Oh my God, Lisa, you have a lot of people respect you and da-da-da." I'm like, I don't know why. I'm just Lisa.
No, see me, I'm humble with it, and I relish in it, but I get it. I work hard to get that.
And exactly, you've worked hard to get to the position.
I want all the love I'm supposed to get.
I do have my diva moments. I have had my diva moments.
Don't give me every when I'm taking the picture.
No, I had an artist come up to me. He was drunk, and he said, yo, why ain't you take no pictures of me? Don't you know who I am? I said, do you know who I am? He said, you the Baltimore paparazzi. I said, well, see, that's what's wrong. I said, you know who I am? I have no fucking clue who you are. So maybe you need to change that up and fix that.
Right.
His man come to me and apologize. He's drunk. I said, that's okay. But I had to let him know because my another pet peeve. Everybody knows me.
Yeah.
I don't. And I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole to the
See, I ain't
core.
that. You gotta push me to be.
Oh no, I'm an asshole. I'm ignorant. Like me and 3D, this was calm. Usually me and 3D are arguing, but not. We just playing.
It's love, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we.
Like he'll say something like, "I'm going to go out find some pussy." I'm like, "You cheating on me again?" Yo, really?
But see, like I'm silly. You know what I mean? I got little anger issues and all that. But like, I like to be like in the shadow sometimes.
Right.
It's this motherfucker right here.
He likes the spotlight.
Yeah, like
I'm just out front.
Man, fuck that. Yo, like, we sitting there.
I'm a front man.
We sitting in IHOP in Virginia. Hey yo, you know this Judah Priest, and next thing you know, they bringing out plates and spoons and asking me to sign autographs. I'm like, yo, I just want to eat my fucking eggs and pancakes.
We had to sign the plates of the IHOP.
Oh.
But I didn't do that. Somebody else set that one off. But I was happy to sign their plates.
But I mean,
he was like, "What's this? You want to sign the plate? I'm just sign the goddamn plate. Shut the hell up. Let's get some pancakes."
As soon as I said Judah Priest for the last interview, Skip, who was the one who started Hard Body, I was like, I'm having Judah Priest on the show. He's like, Judah Priest. I know that name. I said, Wu-Tang, Judah Priest. I know Killer Priest. I was like, Judah Priest. He was like, so he looked up, he's like, oh, yeah. I know who that is. Yo, Lisa, you know, getting all these interviews. And I'm like, somebody asked me, do you want to interview him? I said, yes. And I want to interview him. Like, I don't think that, you know, people are like, oh, Lisa, they try to put me up on this pedestal.
Take it.
That's another thing.
I'm not.
Do it.
That's another thing, even with me, like, you know what I mean, for everybody, so I'm live, you live, and you know, people hear me on here. Like, people look at me like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, that's a dude from Wu-Tang. Like, listen, that's family. That's something that I'm a part of. But at the end of the day, I'm me. You know what I mean? This is just where I'm come from. I mean, I have my brand, 144. You know what I mean? Trinity Music Records. That's what I concentrate on. You know what I mean? That's my everyday. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, but I respect it. Don't get it wrong. I respect it. But see, that's the thing, man. You know, as an artist, man, you know, we get recognized for the things that we are part of, that you help. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say help build, because I didn't help build it. I was just forfeited the opportunity. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, don't worry for something that I'm a part of, what I'm a part of, you know what I'm saying? Because if anybody who ever known me from the beginning to the point right here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just the same individual. I'm just a part of something. And I think the craziest, this is the funniest thing ever. Everybody praised me for being Wu-Tang. You're like, yo, you Judah Priest for Wu-Tang. But never nobody ever say nothing about when I was with G-Unit. Wow. Like, that's the crazy shit, you know what I mean?
I had this conversation today. Jason Zavala from GSS always, whenever he tags me, Baltimore Paparazzi, he tags Hard Body Radio. That's cool. This is just part of me. Baltimore Paparazzi is always its own entity. Right. No matter who I'm associated with. I'm associated and affiliated with a lot of different people, just like you are. I'm affiliated with Wisdom Court Entertainment.
Shout out to Wisdom Court.
I've been affiliated with a lot of, you know, like I said, Pit Fights, Rap Battle League. I've been affiliated. My logo and my brand is affiliated throughout this scene. I'm not just, and I told my daughter today, I said, I don't think that some people realize that I'm not just Hard Body Radio. Right. I'm Baltimore Paparazzi, and I do a lot of other things. It's cool that, you know, I'm giving the shine to Hard Body Radio through my brand, you know, because that's cool. But like you said, I'm more than just.
Yeah,
that's what I'm learning now.
For me, again, I respect where I come from. Mm-hmm. I love being able to be a part of that. And what I'm saying is not disrespect.
Right. It's just,
what I'm saying is like, it's just a little bit more to me. You know what I'm saying? And if one fan say like, yo, you Wu-Tang, yo, that's cool. You know what I mean? I'll take that. You know, thank you. I'm honored. I appreciate it. But now, check.
My other
You see, again, another thing is too, is like, I mean, you had this conversation before. It's not always about, you know what I'm saying, the right then and there. It's about the later on. And I say that to say, it's great relationships, business and personal relationships. You know what I mean? Friendship, brotherhood, sisterhood, and all that can start from that one aspect. Right. So which means like, yo, you thinking that, yo, you beating Judah Priest from Wu-Tang, but I'm entirely somebody else. Case in point, when I was up here for the Wu Wednesday show, I stayed down here at the Marriott, the Hilton, and everything, right? As a matter of fact, as soon as I got off the call with Vega, we pulled up. There was some people outside the hotel, you know what I mean, drinking and having a good time, singing some old school hip hop joints. One of the dudes was white. He was like 50-something years old. Like, you know what I mean? This is cool. You know, I had the Wu-Tang hat on. And I lit up a you know, cigarette and all that. And he was like, yo, man, I know you know about that old school hip hop. Boom, 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 boom. Got closer. He was like, yo, Judah? I'm like, yes. He's like, oh, word, yo, dude, man. Like, yo, nice to meet you. Boom, 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 boom. To the day, watch this now. To the day, like, me and this person is friends. From there, this is only over a month, right? Come to find out, Curtis Ritchie IV. PGA golfer, professional golfer.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You never know. You never, like I said, everything that happens in your life, good, bad, or indifferent, is supposed to happen. There are no coincidences.
No
Everybody that comes into your life for a reason. The saying, they come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Sometimes people come into your life to teach you something, or you know, to give you some knowledge, and then they're not meant to stay.
Right.
So I've met a lot of different people. Like I said, I don't burn bridges. People burn bridges with me. Bobby Stone, New York. He just Rock from Helter Skelter just posted a picture of him and Bobby Stone. I met Bobby Stone a couple years ago down here when he brought New York down here to do a show in Baltimore. And him and I remained friends from that meeting.
Right.
I keep saying I need to come up there when you're doing shows, because he does fashion shows and comedy shows, and he does hip hop shows, everything. But I keep those connections. You know.
But here's a case in point. Even in that, it's one of those things, though. You know what I mean? Understanding the friendships, the networks that you make, but it only grows when y'all have the same goal in mind, even though y'all doing things differently. You know what I'm saying? But y'all playing on an even plateau. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to grow together. You think just like I think. You're going to move how I move, even though we do it differently. You know what I mean? But we all bring something to the table. You know what I mean? That way, ain't nobody burning no fucking bridge, because y'all too concentrated on getting to that next goal.
Right.
You see, that's the problem with even in the industry and even in life, as though people only have hidden agendas, and they don't want to expand. Like,
really
again,
something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People really humble themselves. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, listen, let me tell you something. Like, me and him, like, we joke. I always clown on whatnot. But at the end of the day, like, my brother,
one day I'm gonna kick his ass.
He
video it.
He know 100% I got his back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He grind just like I grind. He move like I move. You know what I mean? Even though, again, we doing it differently, but ain't one that ain't bigger than the other.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And there's too many people that's in the industry, and too many people in life that literally live off that fact of that, you know what, I'm gonna be cool with you, but I got my little hidden agenda on the side. Like,
that was what was coming to my mind, because I've seen people, even in the local underground, I've watched them jump. They jump from this crew to that crew to this crew, trying to bigger.
No, he said jump from this crew to this crew.
What's that?
That was the table head.
But you know,
we
like,
know people like that.
Yeah, but you know, like, okay, well, I'm gonna be cool with Judah because of the fame that he has, and I'm gonna ride his coattails.
Yeah, shit. I'm mad you didn't get it the first time I
started thinking about everybody else.
You like, Wu-Tang? No, nigga, you know what I'm talking about. No, I'm playing though.
He'll be doing the Super Mario program and shit.
No, go ahead with your point, because they're gonna make me say something. don't want to say that.
This hard body radio.
That's why I did under the table, like, you know what I mean?
They get mad at me because I don't hard body. I don't like because I don't like controversy. But you know, I've seen people that try to ride coattails, and they got, like you said, they got their hidden agendas. People will be cool with me because of my connects that I have as far as shows and whatnot, and this, that, and third. I had an artist that I added on Facebook because of his affiliation with some of the other people that I support. I was like, all right, cool. You know, he sent me a friend request, blah blah blah. We were at a show. I'm standing because I'm at the front. You see me, I'm at the front. That's where I'm at. I turned around and he's standing like maybe 5 feet from me. Looks me dead in my face. Doesn't speak. I'm free. No, I'm not that petty. I'm just gonna leave you in there. So I wrote a.
You gonna need me before I need you?
Right. I wrote a post, you know, about people who are friends with you on Facebook and see you out in public and don't say shit. Yeah, right there. Turn around, I get an inbox message from this person. Cause why? Because he needs me for something. He needs me to make a connection with something. And I'm like,
I'll be there.
I just laugh because at the end of the day, I'm always blessed. I got my blessings.
Right.
I live in my truth. My karma is good. I think I've paid off all my bad karma. There might be a thing or two in my past that might come back. But I always live in my truth.
But you're ready for it.
So I watch and see, you know, I watch people around me. Mm-hmm. At the show, I watched Judah, how he interacted with everybody. I watched from the beginning when we were supposed to do the first interview. Mm-hmm. He added me on Facebook, added me on IG. He was, you know, holding conversations with me, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And I'm like, what? No, I was just shocked. It was like, you made me feel like I was somebody important. You know what I mean?
A lot of people don't give you that important.
But I've watched people, just like you said, they got hidden agendas. I'm going to affiliate myself with somebody because I think that they can help me get to that next level, or they can help me do this, or they can help me do that. Anybody that I may send to you about the tour, because I said, you know, looking for artists. Oh, okay, I'm gonna put it out there. You know, people hit me up about it. Don't hit me up about it, hit them up about it. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm sharing the information. You know, we should hit Baltimore though. We got it. If Judah was to hit me up and ask me about, oh well, so and so hit me up, blah blah blah, they dropped your name, I'm gonna tell them the God's honest truth. I'm not gonna stop anybody from making money. Right. You know, I will never do that because it always falls back on me. Like I said, I live in my truth and my karma. But if I know that somebody's not on the up and up, I will let you know too.
And I'm gonna say the person you referred though, you know what I'm saying, like when we went live the other day, he was there chiming in. You know what I'm saying? So just like you say, I was, you know what I mean, I added you with XYZ. Like he actually did the same thing, and I respected that. You know what I mean? Like I think the day was like Yesterday the day was the first day since that day that we probably haven't spoke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I respect that though.
You know, and I've known him for when I used to do my shows. I used to do in the spotlight shows, and what the precedent was for my show was it gave you a platform. If you sucked, that was on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I gave you 10 tickets to sell. You kept $75. I get $75 because I got a staff to pay because I have a staff. Right. I don't do no janky promoter shit. Right. I have a door person, I have a production person, I have a host, I have a DJ. Right. And sometimes, at first I had to pay the owner. Okay. But then it got to the point where he was making money at the bar, and he was like, I don't pay you nothing. You don't have to pay nothing. Right. My daughter says he liked you, Ma. He was trying to get a date. Well, whatever.
Got to use what you got.
No, that was all right.
Get what you want. Use what you got. Or me out. I'm taking over for work.
But that was like, to me, that was fair for the artist, and I gave them a platform to be able to get on stage. Right. And then if they progress, then they could do a Wisdom Court show. At that time, I think Billy had his foot in that sound stage in Ram's Head, and and Billy is always you know, he's always supporting me. I'm always supportive of him.
I'm glad you said that name too. Billy Live was supposed to call me back like 3 weeks ago. I still didn't hear from him.
Billy Live called me and I was at the doctor's. I sent him a message. I'm at the doctor's. I call him back. He ain't answered.
It's cool. I'm gonna see you tonight at Charm though. It's cool, Billy.
Because I opened my big mouth up on Facebook. I was sitting there. I have these ideas that pop up, and then I type them out. And I said, I would love that because there's no R&B shows.
Yeah,
we don't never have no R&B shows.
Now they're doing an R&B show out here. Who took your idea?
Yeah,
now I'm doing an R&B show.
Word. Congratulations.
Billy's got to give me a date that he can get the spot. But anyway.
Yo, Melian.
So, like I said, I've seen the people ride coattails. I've seen people, they see who you are and what you're doing and they want to be a part of it, but then they don't want to do the work.
The funny thing about it, in this game, you'll see every aspect of the devil.
Oh yeah.
And he'll fight you. That was fighting. He just had red paint on. You know what I mean? But seriously.
Yo!
That was a real talk though. I'm serious. I'm serious. But no, but I mean you just see so many people, you just like, I don't know, man, it's like the music business is like life.
Yeah.
Like it's like high school.
It really
It's definitely
is.
high school. It's like
It really
know
is.
everybody and you know who ain't shit and you know who is. You know what I'm saying?
The clicks.
You got the clicks. You got the cool people. And the funny thing about it, everybody say the same thing. The local scene sucks. I wish we was in Philadelphia. The local scene
Atlanta.
sucks. I wish we was in Atlanta. I get to Atlanta, they say the same shit. They hate Atlanta. They want to get to Philadelphia. They want to get. And I'm like, you don't want to go to Philadelphia.
and that's what I told people when I was down in New Orleans.
You better make what you gotta make. You gotta make the best of where you at, and then get out the best way you can.
When I was in New Orleans the first time, I was listening to local artists. They were doing a show at the record store.
Right.
So I was, like I said, call it ear hustling, paying attention, whatever you want to call it. I was listening, and those artists were saying the same thing that artists here in Baltimore say. There's no support. There's this, but at the same time, it seems like the artists that are talking about there's no support are the ones that
they don't support the other people.
They don't support themselves. They don't market and advertise themselves.
Where your folks at?
They don't.
Fly at?
Right.
I'm gonna stay out of this conversation.
Wait. I'm just saying.
Because I'm hurting feelings.
So what? Hurt them. That was the problem. We ain't hurt no feelings, and now the monkeys are controlling.
Nah, because when I say shit, I get in trouble. So I'm just gonna file this.
But seriously, a lot of the artists, like, you know what? Another thing I hate.
Niggas lazy, yo. Like
That's number one. That's number one.
They want somebody else.
I hate when you having a show. You want the whole crowd to stay for you.
But you leave.
But you leave after you
roll.
get off stuff. You leave. You must be crazy.
No. I got you.
Yeah, you want to leave, and then you want everybody to stay.
I got you, Neil. I was trying to hold up. Listen, let me say something. There's too many
It
artists.
got real now.
There's too many fucking artists.
There's too many artists. You just
fuck that.
You can stop the sentence.
No. Too many.
You ain't got to go no further.
No. There's too many fucking artists right now who feel as though they already privileged.
That's the one.
Too many artists is privileged. End of the fucking day. Everybody want to fucking
daddy money.
Nah, it's not even on that. It's the yo. You want to do for me, and I'm gonna let you do for me. That is that phase. You know what I mean? Certain people feel as though like, yeah, my hood know me, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yo, my hood know me, that you should know me. You know what I mean? They like, listen, tell you something. Even to the day, no matter what standpoint anybody look at, you know what I mean, on and all that, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna bust my ass and work. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if I gotta put up some flyers, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? If I gotta go college to college to do that, just in the city of Philadelphia alone, there's 1,000 fucking colleges. Just in New York City alone, there's 1,000 colleges. I don't need a street team to go out there and do it for me. I'm gonna go out there on the gritty and do it my damn self. You know what I mean? When stuff comes in, I do the Facebook pages when it first come in. I implement my calendar. I say what's on my Facebook page.
Right.
That's me behind the scenes. When people see all the Facebook likes and all the Facebook like pages and all that, that's me creating. Why? Because I don't wait for anybody. You know what I mean? Anybody who is a part of, is a part of what I'm doing is people that's there to help me. But again, if it's for me, I have to outwork the people that's with me helping.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because nobody is going to realize my potential more than me. Nobody's going to help me to achieve the goal to where I feel as though I need to be, but me, with your help. You know what I'm saying? We have to be on one accord. But if I'm standing here feeling as though privilege, like, oh yeah, word, you know me, I'll do the people Wu-Tang, you better do for me.
I had, like, when you said something about promoters, when I used to have this conversation with people, they would be, you know, artists was like, well, I don't want to, I shouldn't have to sell any tickets. That's the promoter's job. It's the promoter's job to fill this venue. Okay, well, my question is this: if I put your name on a flyer,
how many people won't come because of that?
How many people won't come? Where's your fans at? Do you really have any fans? There's artists in the city that really think that they are on that level, and they're really not. And it's a humbling experience when they can't sell 10 damn tickets, 15 tickets, 20 tickets. In order to do a Ramshead, I'm not a Ramshead show, but a soundstage show as a local artist, usually it's around 50, 70 tickets that you have to sell. A lot of them end up, they can't sell that many.
But they buy them.
Yeah. So my thing is this: if you buy in the tickets and then you go to rap, you have no fans out there.
You buy the tickets, that show you can't even give the damn tickets away.
Yeah, you know.
You bought the tickets.
I mean, and
you're still in front of an empty house.
Right.
That means you couldn't even give
the tickets away. So it's like I see both sides of being the quote unquote promoter. I'm not a promoter. I don't claim to be a promoter.
But you see what they go through.
But I threw the event. I threw events.
What they call it, the devil advocate. I see it from both sides.
You know, I'm. That's just how I am. Is I can see both sides of it. I was gonna say it's not plugged right here. It's a plug right here. But you know, as me, as if I'm supposed to be the promoter, people are not coming to see. You know, everybody's like, oh, at least everybody knows you. But when I had a birthday party, where the fuck was everybody at? That knows me and loves me so much. Where were they at? It's what I was doing for them. I was coming to the shows and I was making the show look good. I was making the artists look good. But when it came right down to it, they were not coming to my show because my name was on it. And that's what I had to try to get some of these artists to understand is if you have fans, cool.
Right.
You got fans, they're gonna come out. They're gonna support you. They're gonna pay that money for those tickets to come and support you.
Right.
But if you say, oh yeah, my hood knows me, everybody knows me, and I give you 15 tickets to sell at $10 a piece, and I'm telling you, all I need is $75 off of it, so you can just pay me my $75 and, you know, you sell them, give them away or whatever, and you come in there and you got you and 3 of your homeboys, your girlfriend, and that's it.
And the shit don't ticket to get back. If you really that crazy.
You know what I mean? So, you know, there's two aspects of the whole promoters supposed to be doing this and that and the third, but like you said,
and I wouldn't say the promoters either. I don't
promoters is lazy.
I don't like the fact that
I wasn't.
If we working together, if you out there with your flyers promoting your show,
right,
and I'm out there with my flyers promoting to my fans, you should have a hell of a show.
My thing is, a lot of these promoters don't even get flyers printed up.
No, they just they take the $75 and that's it.
It's the lazy tactic.
Well, a lot of it is just you can't even classify them as promoters. They're just throwing events, trying to make some money, put some money.
Somebody's supposed to. Like Don King is a promoter. He goes to different platforms to promote his fights.
But hold on, wait. Let's talk about these promoters.
Rappers, hip hop promoters.
Let's be honest about the situation. Let's look at the gimmicks, and I'm not one of them. Okay. They get these big acts to come in. The acts charge them a certain amount of dollars.
They gotta pay that act.
They gotta pay that act. But they ain't got the money to pay that act.
They break off the back of the openers.
You're gonna make me say something, aren't you?
I'm going there.
Off the back of the openers.
I'm going there. But yo, you know, like, yo, boom. Yo, $100, 10 minutes.
But then but then I see the big act.
Try 200.
But then the back of the and that's what.
Mm-hmm.
But then the back of the act come in. You know, I'm superstar big league. Well, superstar big league. You supposed to be the shit. Where your fucking fans at? You know, you like, yo, how come the place ain't filled up? Did you promote to your fans and let them know you getting paid $5,000 to $10,000, but you need my pay to play opening money to pay your salary? You supposed to be the shit too. Now, if everybody work together, I bring my fan base, you bring your fan base. The promoter did his promoting. The club owner make the club nice enough for everybody to be comfortable and not no fucking death trap. That should be an awesome show. Nobody's doing their job.
I'ma hold what I have to say until you come back.
Nobody's doing their job.
You know, and that's
what fucked the whole scene up.
You know, and that's why, like I said, there's certain people that I really, really support as far as what they do in the underground local scene. One Coast Entertainment they're responsible for the Frozen Harbor tour that happens in February. Rob Bryant and Frank Lewis are the ones who are in charge. Frank Lewis, he tries to make things as fair as possible when it comes to those acts, putting them on stage, what they have to do to be on stage. You know, it's never a pay to play kind of thing. You know, I hate that. I hate when artists sit there and are told, well, pay me $150 and you can get 10 minutes on stage. That's ridiculous. Just give that, you know, my thing is, you know, artists talk about that they need to be paid to, you know, they want to get paid to perform, and that's the reason why I did the 50-50 split on the tickets.
Right.
I think that's fair.
That's fair.
My homeboy Block Hugger, when he was throwing shows, what he would do is give me, I think it was like $100, and he would give you 50 tickets. 50 tickets times $10 a ticket. Right. Minus your $100 you already forked up, you made $400.
Anyway, I can tell you they don't 5 people.
Right. So, you know, it was a way, there's ways about, you know, about doing it.
And real hustlers be like, yo, that's money.
Right.
That's
how, you know, that's how.
And we getting the place back.
And the way Wisdom Court does it, I learned from Wisdom Court. The way Wisdom Court does it is doing them, you know, the split with them, you know, the ticket sales. Mm-hmm. Glad you're back. Back to what you were saying. Case in point, there was a show that happened, and the promoters promoted a well-known rapper was going to be here. So they charge people whatever to perform. Well, then they got somebody else to come down from New York to help with the show. They brought people down to perform. So now you got about 20, 25 people that are trying to perform.
Ain't no room for everybody.
And you don't start on time. Shows don't start on time any damn way. Not in the hood. Said artist, named artist, wasn't coming. They cited, oh, he had an emergency.
Oh, that happens a lot.
My brother knows the artist and his people.
He ain't know nothing about it.
No, he knew about it.
Oh, okay.
They just he wanted to be paid up front, not on the back end.
Right.
So he was like, not coming. One of the guys that I support was mad because he didn't get on stage. He was like, I was supposed to go on stage. They putting all these people from out of town on stage, blah, blah, blah. He's getting riled up. Drunk motherfuckers just riling him up. I got in his face and I said, cut it. Don't do this here. Don't do this now. Not in this venue. We don't want to burn our bridge with this venue because there's not many venues in Baltimore that allows us to have hip hop.
Right.
He was like, all right, Lisa, all right. So then I'm standing there. About 15 minutes later, something says, look over to the bar. I look over to the bar. He's standing there yelling. People are standing behind him. There's somebody in front of him. There's people. The promoter's right here. He's trying to go after the promoter. I go over there and I push whoever this is out the way. And I stand in his face and say, what the fuck did I just tell you?
Right.
He was like, and I'm looking at him. I had that mama look on me.
Right.
What'd I just tell you? Like, you right. I was like, that's what I thought. Calm the fuck down. Didn't know I pushed the owner of the club.
Oh shit.
So, not even 10 minutes later, there's a video of it. He punched the promoter in the mouth.
Wow. I seen that video.
See it. No.
So, yeah. And I tried to talk to the promoter about it after the fact. And I tried to talk to him before all this stuff happened. I've tried to tell him the way.
I know.
Yes. And I tried to tell him what to do and what not to do. You can't sit here and try to scam people and now you're a janky promoter. That's like, even if you do good business from this point on, you're nothing but a janky promoter. To everybody that's you know.
Wow.
So yeah. So
wow.
When it comes to promoting and it comes to that pay to perform, I don't like that shit. I don't like it for any show.
See, wait, I will say this, because I don't like it either. Like if this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With what I'm doing, I do it for the promotional reason.
If
and
you
and I don't want to kill artists, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I make sure whatever you putting up, you get a dope package.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want 100 motherfuckers on. You know, first come, first serve. Let you rock your set. You know what I mean? Let's get your on the spot radio interview. Let's get your radio. Let's go ahead and get your on the spot magazine interview.
Right.
You know?
But see, you got there's. Okay, so what you're saying is you tell them, okay, you pay this amount and you get all this.
And it's not.
See, that's different than a promoter saying, pay me $200 and you can get on stage and open up for for so and so.
So can I put it out there? You put the price out there? Mind if I do it? You mind if I put it out? Yo, so even for the tour, $50.
That's it.
And that's what I had artists say, like, yo, why do I gotta be greedy? Why do we gotta be greedy? Listen.
Do your part. We're gonna do our part.
Right.
Listen, I'm already with this, right? With the tour right here, I'm coming out of pocket for a lot of the venues.
Right.
Why? Because nobody's going to create an opportunity for you but you. You know what I'm saying? If I know that, you know what I mean? If I look at a calendar and be like, yo, you know what? I don't got nothing here and here. You know what? Let me invest back in myself and throw something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's like Hard Body Radio would throw their own. I'm trying to make sure that this is my old phone, so I'm trying to make sure that the battery don't. That's why it's plugged up. But Hard Body Radio, we had our anniversary not this past year, the year before. We had an anniversary party. It was a free party. Skip came out of pocket like he always does. He pays for the venue. He pays for the DJ. You know, and then lets people a few artists rock out, and then they just party for the rest of the time.
See, but you know what? Like, I'm just gonna do from my standpoint. I'm close friends with Smith and Wesson.
I met
Sadat X, J Hood, and I brought all of them down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We party. Was at the fire? We party. I call it the Summerfest. You know what I'm saying? We did it in Philly at the fire. But here's the thing. At that point, I had 2 radio stations broadcasting live, and each artist that was on the stage was had they 5 to 7 minutes interview time just to keep it running concurrent, and then have the main artist also.
Yeah.
Boom. And I didn't charge anybody. But here's the problem. This is why I had to start. I had to put a small amount on something, because I'm asking artists. Like, yo, I'm giving you a jewel. Just go rock. Because I want y'all to feel how I was supposed to feel as an artist, how you're supposed to be treated and everything, right? But this is where the downfall comes in at. You don't even promote the event that you get the jewel on.
Right.
But you want to spend $100 to $200 to rock another show. The only thing I'm asking you to do is just help promote the show. You know what I mean? And because it's not like, yo, like, you know what I mean? I'm not doing it based off of numbers. I'm not doing it based off your fan base.
Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm giving you a jewel. All I'm asking you to do is just help with that. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because
as they should.
That money, like yo, even with the tour right now, that money don't come to me. It goes back in the pot. Why? Because I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna reinvest it somewhere else. And now, yo, there was another date. You wanna rock? Sometimes I mean, like yo, like I said, I'm genuine. You know what I'm saying? I don't do bad business.
Right.
People, even with this, people was like, yo, you know, can I put a cash in hand? Fuck no. Why? Because I need paper receipts.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is your verification. That is me verifying. That is your
right.
And then too, I'm not doing it to track what comes in. I'm helping you to protect yourself.
Right.
Why? Because again, you see, you only thinking as an artist. You need to think business. You are invested into your own brand. You are invested into your own brand. You take this, you store it in a file. You take that file and put it into a file cabinet. The more money you kick out, you know what I mean? If you do it the proper way, now it's a tax write-off.
Right.
Businessly.
And that goes right back to what we were talking about people not knowing business.
But see, that's the thing. It's reinvesting into a reinvestment. See, I could talk from an artist standpoint. But see, my main standpoint in everything that I do is to educate those who may just know a little, or educate those who don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes, there's a lot of jinky ass fucking promoters out there. And yes, sometimes you do gotta pay to play. I've never had to do it, but my opportunity was different.
Right.
I worked. People think because, you know what I'm saying, I'm under Wu-Tang that they did shit for me. Listen, they gave me a platform. Everything that you've seen from me, from the beginning to this point right now, that was me.
Right.
I didn't never go to anybody and ask for a handout. I never went to nobody at Wu-Tang was like, yo, I need if I try to put out an album, yo, I need a budget. I never did that. I've been on mad labels. I've been on Sony Red. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I done did the Fourth Man Records. I've been to Chamber Music Records. I done did the G Unit thing. I done did a whole plethora. But yo, you know what though? At the end of the day, everything that has come out as far as an album has come out under a Judah Priest imprint. If it was Heaven's Music back in '99, to right now is Trinity Music Records, my own imprint. When I first dropped, my first album got shelved by Sony Red. Took it to Chamber Music Records. That was shelved. Right? Waited some time. I did, my first album was called Valley of Kings. I linked up with my partner, 90. We put out, this is my second album, which was my first mainstream album. Right? Mm-hmm. It was entitled Dark Ages, 824 AD. Again, 824 is my birthday. AD stands for after the death of Christ. Everything that revolves around me revolves around knowledge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So boom, I broke my ankle. I wasn't at work. I couldn't do shows. You know what I mean? I didn't have paper coming in like that. Right. My brothers invested $300 into making sure, actually $350, to make sure that product come out on time. $140 went, you know what I mean, to the digital streamings, the downloads and everything, mm-hmm. right? And the rest of that money went to the physical copies. The day of my album release party, I drove from Philadelphia to Scranton, PA, which is like 3 hours away. And I literally got to my album release party with physical copies. The show already started. I wasn't that late. I was only probably like 20 minutes, a half hour late and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about something when you grind on your own and you got like-minded individuals and you know how to. And I say people take this as a joke when I say this. I had a white boy. Nah, you see, you're laughing like that. I don't because again, like it's not a stereotypical.
Keep on them around you.
Yeah, it's not a stereotypical thing. I had a white boy. My white boy told me, man, I got two. You know what I mean? My white boy told me how to take the money. You know what I mean? I was used to flipping money, doing other things other times, but I didn't do that over here. Man, listen, I had shirts. I actually have a toy. It's a Judah Priest Dunny. It's a toy. It's a figurine. I said that because you know, wow. You know what I mean? That shit was $40. Yo, we sold that shit for $40. This big. You know what I mean? Shirt sold. Guess what? We had 200 CDs. $300 off a $350 investment. Listen, let me tell you something. Off the money that we got from the door, off the CD sales, off all the merch sales, I was able to give back $350 that day and still walk away with damn near $500 to $800. And yo, guess what? My man was like, yo, we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it away to help. I'm like, yo, you know what? I ain't got no problems with that.
Right.
But at this point, I got a broken ankle. I got bread. I need the bread, but yo, you know what? You're right.
Right.
We're going to say this. We watch this. 4.5 months later, for those who know business, that as an artist, as a hip hop artist, whether you want a major record label or you are an independent artist, you work 1099. And for those who don't know what 1099 is, that means you pay your own fucking taxes.
Right.
Right? Now, which means if you pay your own taxes, being a hip hop artist don't have benefits. So you don't get no health coverage, no nothing. You know what I mean? So here's the amazing thing. We made the money, I paid that money back, had this money, you know what I'm saying, sitting right here. We had, we'll say about like 12 to 1,500 come in. That was just off of digital downloads and streams. Guess what? Didn't touch that. You know why I didn't touch that? Because now, my first album that was shelved, remember, I had no budget. We did everything from recording to beats and everything in-house.
Right.
Had no budget. But guess what? We made so much off the investment, off a $350 investment, that I was able to take this album that was shelved and now release it.
Right.
Now watch this. I had no budget. I had a budget now. But guess what? I did a song with Capadonna and Killer Priest called Lonely. Guess what? I released that as a single. But yo, where did I get the money from? Did I have to go in my pocket? Did I have to wait my next check? No. Had the investment right here. Watch this. Off that initial investment, still, now I got 3 things that's in rotation on all the downloads, like streaming sites and stuff, right? So, you know, that's money on top of money. Right. That's how you have to look at the product, you know, well, the merchandise. The product is me. You know what I'm saying? But now it's money sitting on top of money. And guess what? I was able to release my 3rd album entitled The Dark World. Right? And my albums was a trilogy. And then guess what? A couple months later, man, like 8 to 9 months later, investment was making money off the investment. That investment was making money off the 2 prior investments. Trickled down. And guess what? I had so much material on my computer. I'm like, hey, yo, I got this email from such and such said company that if we do it, it's the same channel that we ran through, right? For the month of February, right? What we're going to do is we charge $140 for to release an album, like the gold package.
Right.
What we're going to do is you can get it right now because I've released music through them before, for all the projects. Right. Yo, you can get it for $80, full package. Same thing for $80. Well, you know what? Let's finish off the trilogy. Let's pick this on, this on, this on, this on, this on, this on, this on. Now tell me what you got. And you pick boom, 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 and then we put it together. We packaged it up, distributed it out, and we called the album The Day After Tomorrow, which was my last project, off of the initial investment a year and a half to 2 years before.
Right. And you know what? And that's what that knowledge that you just gave everybody. They need to hear that because they don't think about the fact that, okay, when you make this money. Now, I will say this. The artist that took me to New Orleans and Houston, his name is Bodymore Big Steve. Him and his partner, Fatboy DZ lives in Houston. He's from Louisiana, but he lives in Houston. They got all that. They're doing all that. They're taking the money that they're investing into putting their projects on, on all the streaming networks. That money that comes back, they're putting it into the like a pot, like you said, and just letting it build. And then they just that's what they're doing. They're doing the same exact thing. But I don't hear any other artists that I've talked to, they don't talk about any of that kind of business stuff.
See, but here's the thing. You know why? Because the mind is not trained. Even though my mind was trained, it took for my boy to tell me, like, Judah, we're not going to do that.
Right.
Even though I knew better, he's like, nah, it's not what we're going to do. Matter of fact, I think I walked away with $40. He's like, yo, take that. Yeah, I did. I walked away with $40. But yo, best $40 that I ever walked away with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Look at what you got.
Yup. You know why? Because listen, again, I believe in my craft, and I know that the way that the industry is for independent artists and even major artists and even the mid-majors, which is the bracket that I'm in. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like, unless you're doing it yourself, you ain't gonna make your money. That's why
Right.
that's why motherfuckers is out here signing 360 deals and thinking it's okay. Even a lot of the older artists that's out signing 360. Why? Because they have no other choice. But guess what? If you don't know, then you need to know. There's always a second choice. If you even look at Love and Hip Hop, with some of the artists that be on there and they play their music, for one, it's smart. They play their music throughout the show and stuff, right? But you be like, why don't I hear this shit on the radio? Why? Because now they're getting licensing royalties.
Right.
And then guess what? As soon as that song finishes playing there, the show cuts to a commercial, they advertise it as the first commercial. Or their song is now available on Spotify, iTunes, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
But when you go to their Spotify, they release it on their own. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have in order for individuals to think on a business mind, you have to first become business oriented. You know what I mean? Even if you're not a business person at this point in time in your life, soon as you start thinking, you shall be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you have to walk in that. You have to walk in that glory. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be preaching and all that, but that's what I mean. You have to walk. You know what I'm saying? You have to walk. You have to walk into. You have to walk into what you want to be.
Right.
And once you start walking into what you want to be, you will become.
Right.
It's all mathematics. I can say that I'm a rapper or artist all day, but I have to think
Right.
in order for me to become.
Right.
You know what I mean? Once I put it into existence, the day that I put it into existence, I have to become that.
Right.
When we take on hip hop names and music names, we become a character or alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't appreciate the alter ego or understand what that alter ego is until I identify within myself with my thoughts to
Right.
become that. I could be Sean all day, but I gotta be Judah Priest.
Right.
See, when I get home, I'm not Judah Priest.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I'm out in the streets, I'm not Judah Priest until somebody notices Judah Priest, and I have
Right.
to flip the switch on real quick.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this is who we are. It's two people that lives inside one body. You know what I mean? But again, I had to think that, and then I had to become that. You know what I mean? Which means if you want to be a businessman or woman, just understand that first thought. You know what? I got to be more business oriented.
Right.
As soon as you put that thought in, and you allow that to manifest. And when I say manifest, now it's come time to research. Because a lot of artists, golden age and even to the day, don't even understand that you're 1099.
Yeah.
They don't even understand the fact that, yo, you know what? Boom. What we got to do is protect the brand and not the artist.
Right.
The artist is just people watch this. Case in point, perfect example. 50 Cent went bankrupt.
Yeah.
But Curtis Jackson didn't. You
Right.
get it? 50 Cent is the brand.
Right.
When he went to court as Curtis Jackson, oh nah, I got money. But 50 Cent don't.
Right.
50 Cent filed for bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, that's where the LLCs and the branding and
Right.
the trademarks come in, the registering of names, becoming more business oriented. Because if something happens on the road, people will talk about, well, 50 Cent got locked up because the security guard punched somebody in the face, or the security guard is attached to 50 Cent as the brand.
Right.
So hell yeah, he got locked up. You know what I mean? That is a business hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not if 50 Cent go bankrupt, that bankruptcy money ain't going to touch the personal money. See, you train yourself and allow it to manifest. If you don't know, you will know because you put in the work to find out.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I do something right now at a Judah Priest show that affects 144,000 chosen few, the brand.
Right.
Not the group, but the brand.
Right.
You know what I mean? It also affects the representation that I have, GT Management. That's why I wouldn't wild out. You see what I'm saying?
Trust me,
I can. I want to.
There's been because when there's a certain person that used to be a friend of mine. She did some grimy shit to me. Everybody was worried what I was going to do when we would cross paths. But anytime we would cross paths, it would be at a show. I'm not going to jeopardize my name, Baltimore Paparazzi, nor am I going to jeopardize whoever's throwing the show or the venue. Not going to do that because it's bigger than just Lisa. There was other things to consider. So I have to try to be on my best behavior. Don't think that I don't want to wild out. Like the last, Wu-Tang event that I went to? Wu-Tang event that I went to? I don't remember. And me personally, if I'm not feeling somebody on stage, I have to walk away. Because I wear everything on my face.
Cigarette break.
I just walked away, and I walked back and I was talking to an artist that was there supporting. He wasn't even performing, he was just there supporting. So I was talking to him and his girlfriend, and my ex walked in. Not talking to my ex. I have nothing to say to him.
Right.
He walks in and he comes up to me and puts his hand up, wants me to give him a high five, and I'm just looking at him like, are you fucking serious? And I could really just like wild out, cussed him out, did all this, da 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 da, blah blah blah, but I didn't. That's not how you doing. And then turned back around like I was saying and kept on talking. I have like you said, I have to remember. A lot of times, like people say, "Oh, Lisa, you shouldn't do this, that," on Facebook. That Facebook says Lisa Liesel stamped.
Right.
Liesel is one of my personalities. It's also a nickname. Li is my other personality. Li is the one I gotta lock up. Right. Li wants to kill you. She wants to strangle you. She wants to put gas. She wants to put ammonia in a ping pong ball, put it in your gas tank, and blow your car up. Like, she wants to do that kind of stuff. That's good. The Baltimore Paparazzi page is something totally different. You're friends with me on both my IG pages. Mm-hmm. You see the vast difference of my IG pages.
Well, you see how I go in, so I understand.
So that's why I understand the whole the Clark Kent and the Superman, Bruce Wayne, Batman kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Fuck Batman.
I don't like. I'm just saying.
Superman.
Well.
But my manager says it best though. Personal can never be business, and business can never be personal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I get asked a lot of questions like, yo, why you, even in business, like, yo, why you giving them a break? Everybody deserves a second chance. And
that's like when you said $50 and I was like, that's it, because even if it was $100, it'd be well worth it because of the platform that you're giving people. You know what I mean? But I understand where you're coming from. As long $50, and I was like, that's it, because I'm not used to hearing such a low number. Neither is anybody else. So you're already taking that. I can't even think right now. But I'm gonna say that stereotype of paying to rock on stage. You're taking that stereotype. Like, I'm really tired of hearing people say I paid $200.
Yo, you want me to keep it funky with you? You're not paying to play. You know what that $50 cover? Your promotions.
True.
You know, and here's the thing. Here's the secret that I'm gonna let out the bag. You're not paying to play.
Right.
You're paying for the promotion. The promotion is that you're going to get a on-the-spot interview at said date. I got Philly hip hop coming out to the Philly shows. You know what I mean? I got a lot of other avenues. Right. I'm setting up where as though artists is going to have interviews and stuff to help build a platform that they probably didn't have reached to before.
Right.
We're not paying for your interview. No, we paying and the promotions that's going to cost for the Facebook post, the Instagram post,
right.
the mailing list post. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody like even though with the $50, you know what I mean? You're paying to help promote. And the only thing I'm asking you to do is just share it on Facebook and Instagram and like the page, and make sure that you post your links at least twice a day on that page.
And that's like when I went up to the autism event up in Reading,
which I wanted to go to.
I know, and I told Jason that. And Jason was like, "Oh man!" I was like, he had a prior engagement, Jason, but he was the one that was in charge of that. So I went up there and I took my laptop. I broadcasted live from up there. Broadcasted live from my phone. I took pictures. I wasn't asked to take pictures, but anytime that I'm at an event, I can't go to the event. I can't go to the event. I can't go to an event without having my camera. I went to Tech Nine show and I was furious because I couldn't find out who to talk to about getting my camera in because I have a professional camera.
Right.
So I have to get a media pass and all this. But I took my camera up and I took pictures of every artist at his stage because that's what I do. And I tried to interview people and talk to people on air or whatever. But I did that because it was a Saturday and I always broadcast my show on a Saturday. And I said, well, Jason, I'll just bring my stuff up and just, have people come up there. I have people come up, I just have to talk to people on there from there. And he was like, that would be cool, you know what I mean? So I was giving, I want to get paid for everything that I do. It would be awesome for me to get paid for everything that I do.
Sometimes it's the give back though.
But I can't go to an event and not take pictures. It's just not in me. I may take pictures of this person and they may only get 5 pictures.
You see,
I may take pictures of this person because I know them and I rock with them and they'll get like 100 and some pictures. But everybody gets pictures from Boulder Rock.
But you know what's crazy though? Me myself, like, yeah, I like getting paid for my shows. Mm-hmm. But then there's always you know what? I got you on this one. And there's always the community event. There's always the community events. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, it's the give back. You know what I mean? That's why I would have went to the autism awareness joint if I was free and I was able to make it out there. You know what I mean? Why? Because I ain't scared to admit it. I got a job. Right. Rap is my career. It's not a hobby, but you know what I mean. It's not. You know what I mean. Like it ain't consistent. Nobody in the music industry, whether you an A-list artist, whatever, it ain't consistent money. That's why a lot of artists, Jay-Z's and everybody put money into
something else.
You only get paid twice a year. Right. When it come off of CD sales. You know what I mean? They'd be like, yeah, you get paid every quarter. No. Well, if you do the mathematics, you know what I mean, quarter runs between the middle of the 4th month into the 5th month. Right? So which means like if we want to say that you get paid every quarter, every 5 months you get paid. There's only 12 months in a year.
Right.
Get paid twice a year, 1099. But here's the thing though. Community events, I have a job. Right. I work in a group home. You know what I mean? It's consistent money, and I'm giving back with mentorship. Right. All right. It's not, everybody needs. I ain't scared to admit it. All right. I used to work with youth with autism. Mm-hmm. All right. So y'all had that event. Like if I was able to make it, I was there. You know what I mean? Because we as artists who have a standpoint, have a stain, we get so wrapped up into the who we are factor, right, that we forget it's the minor things that count. Being on screen and being on camera is good, but we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility of what we say in our music. We have a responsibility to things that we say on camera. We have a responsibility to things that we say and do off camera. Right. And we have a responsibility to actually give back to those that's in need. If it was coming, if the money was flowing in like that for me, I would give back. But I'm not giving you a community center. Right. I'm not going to upgrade your basketball court. Nah, I'm gonna give you an educational program. Right. That's going to be in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like we as artists have to realize and understand that this platform is the most powerful platform ever. So we have to be careful with the things that we say do on and off of camera. We can't just do things when it's something that's trendy. We can't just say or do things when a catastrophe or controversy happens between a black man versus white cop. It has to be more. It has to, like, this is the serious point of me, you know what I'm saying? It has to be, we have to do it consistently.
Right.
You understand? Because let's think about those who can't make a show. You know what I mean? Let's think about those that's actually incarcerated, you know what I mean, and don't get a chance to come out. I've done youth tours and whatnot. Where I went to the youth facilities and did a whole concert in New England. That was one of the first tours I actually went on by myself. And I was there with Al Capone's grandson. He told me he was there. I started looking behind me. But yo, you know what? We did that.
Right. Because
you never know. See, the thing about this platform right here, you get to touch and affect a lot of people's lives. You know what I mean? And the one thing, we talked about consumership, you know what I mean, of how certain people was just assholes and whatnot. So let's think of the opposite. When you humble yourself down, you know, and you go to these places with people that can't get to you.
Right.
I'm glad that you bought a CD, but that moment in time, just even being able to touch your hand and take a picture, or just being able to speak.
Right.
How did that make that person feel at that time? I said earlier that somebody posted a picture that was like, I'm surprised to see Judah Priest out, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of the crowd, rocking out. But yo, it's not the fact that he said that. It's the fact that, like, yo, at the end of the day, he was influenced and he was touched. And guess what? He was an aspiring artist. So now that he know that an artist that's, you know what I mean, quote unquote, above the norm, if he can do this, yo, when I get there, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a people's person. You got to be cautious, but I'm not going to be standoffish. And guess what? When he gets to that point, he's going to do it, and somebody's going to see and say the same thing that he said. And then we had the trickle down effect. This is why, again, I've been, you know, joking with him off and on. I'm gonna bring up Cross. I'm a born asshole. I'm a born douchebag. I ain't going front. I thrive off of it. Because you know what? Sometimes, again, a brother has to remind you. He's like, yo, look, XYZ, you know what I mean, ABC. I'm like, yo, man, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, blah, 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 blah. He's like, Judah, let's talk to him. I'm like, all right, man. He said, but don't be a dick. I said, all right, man.
2 o'clock in the morning, it comes out.
But yo, but guess what? I'm glad he told me that, because now, as I'm talking to this individual and everything, the brotherhood was born out of that.
Right.
Now we're on the West Coast.
Now we're on the West Coast with the tour.
Right.
Why? Because I had to re-humble myself. And see, that's another dope thing about having a brother, you know what I'm saying, or somebody that's in your corner to remind you, like, don't go overboard with this one.
Right.
Don't be your normal you. All right. Yo, he definitely does. He does save many people from getting dealt with. You know what I mean? like, no said names, but Supreem Rezarekta, you know what I mean, definitely talked me off the ledge a lot. But I'm glad that this particular time, like, I mean, I was glad all other times too, but this particular time, because see, this is the thing about being a mid-level artist or whatever.
Right.
Just being able to build that small time, we was able to capitalize. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you come to the East, and then guess what? We're gonna go do West.
Right.
But we're gonna do it together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had to humble myself, and it's crazy because I actually like after 3 conversations. And matter of fact, it was Cross. It was Chris Cross that sort of tour with us. I was like, yo, man, you know, I'm an honest individual. Preem had to tell me not to be a dick because I was playing my video games. You know what I mean? And it was 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, nah, I get it. But here's the thing. we laugh, we joke, we text back and forth.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's humble. He's humble. So I had to re-humble myself to be the humble individual. Then I had, you know what I mean, this guy. You know what I mean? You know? But now it's like, yo, just look. Let's look at the thing as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a complete package. Just damn near the Trinity.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I had to be able to humble myself. I had to be willing to humble myself and then humble myself.
Right.
But I had a reminder. Because again, when you don't humble yourself and you are who you are, whether you're an asshole or a douchebag, and again I thrive off of it. But when you can't turn that on and off, you block your own blessings.
Yes, indeed.
You block yourself from, you know what I mean, escalating somewhere higher.
Right.
See, that's what happens with a lot of artists that in their mind, they think, yo, I'm already there.
Right.
Like, nah, like, and I tell artists, I'm not scared to admit it. Your work, listen, the proof is in your work ethic. You can say X, Y, Z all day, but if this shit ain't reflecting,
right,
then you ain't do shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if you are trying, you know what I'm saying, you are putting in some groundwork. If it ain't popping, it ain't popping.
Right.
But that's because you ain't humble yourself and ask for help.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We have to, as artists, be careful with the platform that we have. And we have to be careful with the people that, you know what I'm saying, we come in contact with. Because the only way that you're going to elevate, again, is if you humble yourself and you wanted to humble yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? To take it to the next level. And even if you're an A-list artist, that's why a lot of A-list artists fall the fuck off and shit. Look at Trinidad James.
Right.
You know what I mean? Bruno Mars saved him. You know what I mean? Let's like, yo, real talk. Jeezy's still good, but where is he really?
But didn't he retire?
Nah, he's still around.
Did he? Because I thought he said he was going to retire.
But you get what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
yo, we come in contact with so many people and you never know who you entertaining. Just like you said a few seconds ago, you trying to get to your boy and you push somebody out the way not even knowing that was the club owner.
Right. But I talked to the club owner after that.
No.
And I actually, when we actually did a show there called Blaze the Stage, and I had talked to Tim that night, and I had talked to him that night that everything happened, and then because I was like, I was apologizing. I had nothing to do with the show, but I felt as though, because everybody, I'm older than everybody in the scene. I swear to God, I'm the oldest person in the scene. People call me their mother. I'm Mama, Mama Rotzi, Mama Lisa. I'm everybody's
Mama
mother.
Rotzi.
Yeah, that's Division Code 17 calls me Mama Rotzi. Because if we were at an event, I would be looking around to make sure you're good.
Right.
Because
same thing with us.
Right. I'm making sure you're good. I'm making sure, ain't nothing going on where, oh, okay, all right, that's just how I am. It's that mother instinct in me. So I talked to Tim that night. He's the owner. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, And he was like, nah, it's good. I said, I didn't want this to interfere with possibly doing business with other promoters who do hip-hop because we don't have it. He was like, no, you good, but he can never throw another show here. And I was like, oh, okay. I was just, and then turn around, one of my partners, my partners, both of them, G Hood and Unknown, through Blaze the Stage, that a show that we used to do after I stopped doing in the spotlight shows, and that's where they did it at. And I talked to Tim and everything, and he explained to me, he was like, he wasn't mad at Tick for doing that. He wasn't mad at TikTok for doing that. He understood where he was coming from after, when he found out what had happened. You know what I mean? And I told him, I said, I'm sorry I pushed you out the way. I said, but I was trying to diffuse the whole situation. And it's kind of hard to diffuse the situation when you got drunk motherfuckers, yeah, blah, blah, hyping it up. And I'm like, well, you shut the fuck up and go sit down somewhere. But, when you're talking about humbling yourself and being careful about, you gotta not be an asshole, all that. And when I was talking about how people put me up on this pedestal, at least you bought a paparazzi and you have people who respect you and did it. And I'm like, okay, at a show at Ram's Head, my ex is performing. Now, mind you, the girl that used to be my friend is his girlfriend now. Anyway.
Well, fuck the bitch.
This was like years ago. They're not together anymore. So when they got up on stage, out of respect for the whole situation, I walked the fuck away. Afterwards, like she was like standing there trying to almost like she was trying to instigate a fight, this, that, and the third. I was drunk because it was my birthday was after 12 o'clock. So everybody was getting on stage. Yo, shout out to Lisa, it's her birthday, buy her drinks. So everybody was buying me drinks. I look over, she's sitting there, like, she's like, all this stuff, and I'm like, I walk away. The promoter at Rams Head Live comes to me and is like, what's up? What's going on, Lisa? And I was like, he was like, what's going on? So I told him what had happened. He was like, what you want me to do? Because I ain't paid him yet. What you want me to do? I didn't realize I had that power to be able to say, don't fuck them.
Right.
But I didn't. I said, I'm not going to mess up anybody's money because it wasn't them that all this shit happened. It was somebody that was with them. So at that moment, I could have been an asshole and said, fuck them, don't pay them. And he probably wouldn't have paid them. I could have fought her at that event and got thrown the fuck out and put badness on my name.
Right.
But I just laughed it off and took my drunk ass around on the other side.
But you humbled yourself.
I humbled myself. And that's what you have to. Like, there are times when you might not be able to humble yourself because there's situations that happen. But a lot of times you do have to humble yourself until that situation presents itself that you can't humble yourself.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me. Like, if we're sitting there having a conversation and we're talking business and you all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute. I mean, we're not going to go that route. You're not going to be disrespectful.
Right.
Because then the asshole comes out of me. I could be really mean.
Right.
I don't like to be mean. I like to be nice.
And, I mean, I feel like I definitely be talked off the ledge.
And I can understand. Like, and I can understand because you probably you throughout all the time that you all have been in this business, you probably come across a whole lot of different types of people. Mm-hmm. And somebody comes, especially like you said, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, Lord knows what has happened this whole day. You don't know what you might be like. All right, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. And then here comes somebody, and you're like, oh man, what the fuck? He said, hold up. Just take a minute and breathe and listen.
Well, technically, this is how I knew that it was technically like real. Because I'm always calling him at the time of the morning. He don't never call me that time of the morning. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? That's the truth, though. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, yeah. That's funny. Why everybody do that when I'm cold? Like, yo, what I do now?
My manager called me and a couple other people to the office. We were getting breakfast, and
wait, just for time's sake. It's been a minute since I've been done. Oh.
And she was like, Lisa, Imani, and Ashley, can you come to the office? I was like, so I got my food. I was like, what did I do? She was like, you didn't do anything. I was like, well, I don't ever get called to no office for anything, so we had to sign our timesheets, which we never have to do. But because I had more hours than I usually get, she wanted me to sign it so the general manager didn't take my hours or screw with my hours or anything. I was like, you had me scared. I thought I done did something because I'm always doing something. One my coworker, she was talking on the phone, and when she talks on the phone, she's loud, little 20 years old little girl, and she just be loudest for no reason. So manager went into the room and she was was like, Sarah, you gotta tone it down. James is like, you're talking too loud when you're on the phone. Just be quiet. So she walks out into the hallway on her phone talking about, fuck James, he shouldn't be in the hallway. James is in the hallway. James said, what did you say? He's our general manager.
Oh, you're fired.
No, she wasn't fired. She got written up the next day. She ended up leaving. Like, she was like, I'm not doing no more rooms. I'm leaving because I'm not dealing with this. And she left and she got written up the next day. But I don't get called to go. But I was in the room the other day and I was talking and I was not thinking and I had my headphones in. It's cussing. But yeah. Y'all know it's like 10 o'clock.
Yup.
I thank you all for coming. Like, I really thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. We could probably talk for like 3-4 more hours, I'm sure.
I thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Like I said,
National First Tour starts August 31st.
Look for the flyer.
www.facebook.com//official Judah Priest and facebook.com/the last first tour. Go to the city here, yo.
And I'll be sharing the information.
Now, I don't know Supreem the Rezarekta's Facebook page, but just type in Supreem the Rezarekta.
And it's not spelled.
Supreem in the new experience.
Right. And follow him on IG as well, y'all.
Supreem DR.
I am Judah Priest.
Supreem in the new experience.
Rise of an Empire coming soon.
The last Chevy first tour.
I have another album coming out, Zion, coming before the end of 2018.
15 minutes for this announcement.
Yeah.
All right.
144.
Chosen few.
Strength and Numbers coming soon.
I thank y'all for tuning in on Facebook Live, Borough Paparazzi, YouTube channel, the radio station, Hardbody Radio. I don't know who I got next week. I don't even remember who it is.
Well, salute to them.
Right. So, yeah, we're gonna go out with this song here, and yeah, I'm gonna go take me a bathroom break. I don't know about that. Yeah, I tell all my business. Well, not all my business. Some businesses not. Got tweeted. I don't even get on that.
I do.
Instagram. If it doesn't happen on Instagram, it ain't happening in real life.
So
fake news.
Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week. Please be safe out in these streets.
I know you got my lighter.
I have two. Words of Israel, sending it to death. What? Blocking with your spells while I'm letting off shells. Deep poet, blindfolded, patient like Noah. So controlling, cat told her, y'all get nervous when I roll up. So do the knowledge, Lord, the Hebrew carnivore. Back to be rider, cut your head with the woo sword. Y'all know the name, so stay in lane. Learn by your thin photograph of my killer beast thing. Get your hands and tuck, get locked in the cobra's clutch. So nuck it, you strong and killer bees will help you up. You hear the scream, guillotine, war machine. Black Elohim, seraphim with metal wings. Let's get it, I'm with it. Way beyond forgiveness, redemption. Don't give a fuck how you living, never losing, I'm winning. Oh, in the Mac 11, prepare for the Armageddon. Get your chest full, your head full, peace to the 7.
Don't worry about that lighter. You got mine. This? This one mine.
Yeah, that's yours.
Proverbs, the strength for the mind. All my people give it up one time.
One time, two times. Come on.
We back with the grind. Proverbs, the strength for the mind. All my people give it up one time.
One time, two times.
Oh, please feel this. I give you nothing but the realness and watch how I kill this. It's the gift for the curse and it's worse than the birth for the last show me first in that sequence. Peace and style, all praise to the most high. I'm in the streets with
the next song.
Go ahead and smoke with your la. Have a drink while I'm bringing to your house shop. Then I 4-9 double was a lie. I had the key, keep the queen by the side. I had a dream, got cream on the side. So I put them in the transformer, high, still alive. The common never, trial and never. But those never mind the